one. Hello, everyone. I think I shouted one. There's also a.
You're good at this.
Also, I've only been doing it for 3-4 years now.
It's been a while.
I really should be way better at every single element of streaming that I'm terrible at. Welcome to the stream, everyone. It's me, Brotatoe.
Hello, it's me. The me that got me to intro me. Thank you, Peachy, for saying hi to both me's. Good to see all of you. I'm no longer jet lagged. Not gonna ever touch my microphone again.
Never again.
No, never. It's the cursed thing, apparently.
Jay.
What?
Whoa.
Wow, it must be nice.
Oh my God.
It must be nice. Hello.
Amazing.
Hello. Last week I experienced jet lag like no other. I actually, like every time they're like, oh, I got jet lagged, and I'm like, oh man, you got like really tired. I did not know what day it was. Like I felt like my entire body was liquid. So I'm glad that I'm like 27% liquid now and not 99%.
I don't think that's a science if someone's going to get you.
So I was doing the math like,
Yeah, no.
What is liquid then?
Water.
What is...
If 27% was 100,
I'm putting that on a fucking t-shirt as well, by the way.
Please do.
The if 27% thing.
Oh, the second t-shirt design.
It'd be like, what's your health? And then it's 36% of 141%.
I was explaining it to Emma the other day, and because I was like, I don't think you've ever seen the meme of the 57% meme thing, and I had to sit there and explain it, and she had the same reaction as Peachy, but mixed with, but I understand that you said it, and therefore I no longer care about anything that's being said by you.
It
as a
made
human
perfect
being.
sense to me. Like,
yeah,
literal perfect.
I had 57 HP out of 990 or whatever it was.
And
like
57
that
was 100%. Yeah. It's easy clap. There's your lesson in math.
I think the best way to explain that as well.
I'm just gonna get like it written in words. Like if 57% was 100%, I have 43% health, and then but next to it is just gonna be a picture of Peachy dying, just with his face. it will just have a "Here lies Peachy" grave next to it.
His face is like contorted and twisted.
Or like a grave thing, and then like a little ghost of Peachy coming out of it because he's done. He's just done. That was it.
We need, the number 23, the movie. It's going to be Peachy, but with 57%. What does it mean?
What does it mean?
Hello everyone watching. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks for ripping yourselves away from WoW Classic like we've ripped ourselves away from WoW.
Oh, definitely. I can't stop playing it.
Yeah. Brad's been playing
let's
Minecraft.
not pretend they're all not playing right now.
Yeah, Brad, what are you doing right now?
What? I was busy making my gnome.
I was talking about chat. Yes, we're
rogue.
also playing, but
Rogues.
chat is
Gnomes
playing.
can be rogues
Yes, they
in
can.
WoW.
yes.
Yeah, I was
You would
making
know
a
WoW.
vanilla gnome rogue in WoW.
Nice.
Oh
Nice.
no. Have we lost another one?
Yep. Yes, we have. You're next, Peachy. Welcome to it, buddy.
I am not-
Welcome to
I
it.
am not
You're gonna play it.
Nice enough to play WoW again.
Come on.
Oh, honey.
Why not?
Why fight?
I think we can make him depressed enough. I think I can do it alone
We
if
can do
I.
it. Oh, by yourself.
Peachy, this is Ragtags. You've only seen 4% of my true power. I'm gonna just this once. I'm gonna have to go all out. Look what I hit him with. Look at him. All right, I'll work on one.
All right, there we
I'll
go.
get him at some point.
Hey.
This whole episode is players talk while my mic, it's so subtle. My mic was just swaying gently, and every time it swayed in, the mic cut out.
Oh no.
Don't touch it.
I'm not touching the desk. I'm not touching anything. If I touch the mic, chat, yell at
Is
me.
it the mic or the cable still?
It's the cable. It's the
Okay.
cable.
Gotta
I'm
be the
pretty sure.
cable.
And my bank didn't send me a credit card for like a month and a half. I did that whole thing like, hey guys, like, is my credit card coming in? They're like, yeah, dummy. And then I checked my mail and it was there. I was like, wow, that was really poor timing. Whatever. Okay.
That's the worst when you get to the breaking point and you go, well, I'm just gonna call them up. And you call them up and they're like, it's on your lap. You're like, ah, shit! There, it just arrived right then as I got through to you on the call. Fuck you. Fuck you.
That was like actually what it was.
I hate it.
Oh man. But hi. You guys ready to play some D&D? You wanna?
Really
No.
not.
Theo's excited.
I don't even know why me and Humphrey are where we're gonna be.
Who?
Humphrey,
What?
it's on the screen.
His name is Humphrey.
My name is Mammal, and his name is Humphrey. There.
Your name is Mammal.
Mammal. It was spoiled in the like Rest in Peace Tal-Drew podcast episode that we did.
Yeah, there is a secret podcast where we speak at great length about Tal-Drew on the Patreon that you can only gain access to if you go to the Patreon or hack into our unlisted videos on YouTube. I mean, it's just on the Patreon. You scum. You wouldn't download your own grandmother's dress, would you? Well then, watching YouTube videos is pirating. Well, unlisted YouTube videos is pirating. Stealing from a poor...
You wouldn't download a table story.
You wouldn't download a table. And if you watch without the Patreon money going into Wax Stevens, directly into Wax Stevens' G-string, his thong, then you are basically trying to kill an old man, and that's not cool.
That's it.
And that's not cool.
That's it.
You wouldn't kill an old man.
And an erection. Anyways, welcome. That's Peach. That's not me. That's,
Well, how do you know? Do you have like a secret camera?
He has a mushroom over.
I have a secret. Have you seen my new doggo cam?
No.
No?
Do you actually have one?
Yeah. I might be able to. I tell you what, you do everyone else's
do
intros,
the thing.
and I will add
I'll
the
do the thing
doggo
here.
cam here over Zot's face.
Let's go around. It's been a minute, so everyone, we'll skip Zot and Brad real quick. So Tuesday, why don't you do me a favor? Tell everyone watching who you're playing.
Yeah, well,
what you're
there are
doing.
just two of us left here, so it's me and my new good buddy Megan. But I will be playing Kale Wynn. I am a half elf cleric, who is pretty sad because she just lost really her only family, and her best friend. So
No,
if you guys want to be cheered up, you just give us a watch here.
hit the
I'll be-
Patreon.
On the Patreon.
Hit the Patreon up.
Peachy, what about you, buddy?
Hi, are we doing alternate cameras? Because I do have crotch cam today. Because
No.
Yeah, he does have that.
one.
Yeah.
Yes, we're doing.
I could
No,
just
no, 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 no.
put that on.
No, no, no,
Yeah.
no,
I can
no,
do-
just
he
intro
can.
your character.
He's
It's
what
okay.
he's
You don't
saying.
need
He
to
can
do
do
that.
French accent.
It's-
I play Megan, who isn't as miserable as Kale, but maybe a little bit upset that Tal-Drew is dead.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit, but mostly. Tried to.
Mostly very
Mostly
happy.
wondering
There it is.
about the loot in
Doggo
that
cam
bag
is
that
up.
Kale can definitely not carry.
He's licking his
Oh,
foot.
did you put it on the stream?
It's on the stream right now. It looks like he's in a disco because of the lights.
Oh my
One
god.
single thing of
And he's just
Shadow, dude.
yeah. This is why like he can't move anymore because I've trodden on him so many times thinking he's like a pile of laundry. Because that's what he looks like. That is full resolution. Look, this is my hand. Look, it's not like he's not in resolution. He's just a shadow demon, and no one has ever believed me in any time. I'm always like, he's just a shadow.
The same.
Like a Shikamaru creation type shadow. Like he has been
Brad, do you
shadow
have
demon.
any camera shots of your entire house that don't have G Fuel in them?
Oh, how could that have gotten there? Oh my word! How on earth?
What are you doing?
Where did that come from?
How could that have gotten there?
Oh my goodness.
Please don't drink it. The other night I sat on Bosco, like at 10 o'clock at night. He was on my black chair, and I just sat down to tweet out a tweet.
Yeah.
And all I was met with was like a "Rah!" And then I stood up and he was back to sleep. Like I full on sat, thought he was the chair.
Yeah.
It was Cat.
All the time, all the time.
He didn't care.
He just didn't care.
Merlin does that thing where, like, you go to walk past him, but there's not enough room for two of you through a narrow space. So he goes, "Oh, do you want me to go ahead or go back?" And you do that thing you do with people in the street where you start dancing with someone and you go the same way. But he's like, "Do what?" And then I just fall over him. Okay, so it's either he gets a full-on like kick in the chops because I'm like he's not moved out of the way and my leg's going forward, or I fall over completely like I'm 7, and it's a nightmare.
That's I feel like every animal does that too. Like, they're like, where do you want me to go? Your legs are 20 feet long, right? I will go in front of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The animals, man. This is a fisheye lens as well, by the way, which means when he gets really close to it, it's cool as hell because he does the cool like thing.
It's like nose goes all.
Yeah. So make sure you subscribe to my channel where you can see me. I'm a full-time streamer now.
Guys, we need the hashtag sellout there. You can see the bags under Brad's eyes. He's a full-time streamer.
I'm a full-time streamer now, which came with an anxiety disorder.
Also,
that's the stamp that you get when you become a streamer. Anyways, we're not going to intro Brad and Zot's new characters, unfortunately.
But what could their names be?
That Kesh was never mentioned in any of their little backgrounds. They don't miss him. That's fine.
I mean, I don't.
I picked it up just like that.
That's why I didn't mention him.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, you guys died like 2 weeks ago or something. I don't give a shit.
Wow.
Also, Cash is not dead. I think that's the thing.
I mean, who knows what's gonna happen?
That's true. I'm still trying to save Cash, but
there's a chance.
Yeah.
I figure we're gonna bring Cash back.
Break his toes, so
I can't wait to get
and neither is Keck. Like, all of your characters are just in limbo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What's going on here, man?
Worse than death.
We have no closure.
Keck, Cash.
At least with Tal-Drew, we got closure. Like, Kellenvor came down and unplugged him. You're just it's over. But you're
still a vegetable.
Now a big meaty boss. Kesh is broken toed and frozen in place. God knows if he tilts over.
That'd be nasty if we found him and he'd fallen over and he was all broken into bits. That would be fucking callous, wouldn't it?
Hold on, I gotta roll a quick earthquake check.
Are there earthquakes in this one specific cave?
How often does this cave shake?
Bro, how many VOs have walked through that cave and dropped things?
That was a 1. It was a 2.
That was
4.
Oh.
He's dead. All right, well then let's have a moment for a fallen soldier.
A funeral's already happening.
So, last time we played, there was a couple of sad moments. You've all been journeying for the last little bit here to fulfill the destiny of both Kale and Tal-Drew. To cure Kale, wow, of her, I've never done that before. I've never done Tail. To cure Kale of her sickly disease that he was born with, and to help Tal-Drew on his last mission after he had died. On your journey through these mountains on the kind of tail of the world here on the world map, near the Temple of Eldath, and on your way to there, you encountered a strange cave filled with luminescent mushrooms and a couple of Burning Thorns members, the bandits that have been chasing you since you can remember, for some unknown reason, Kale. And unfortunately, amidst a fight with some of them, some basilisks walked into the room and froze Cash, petrified him solid. Your group, unfortunately, had to continue on, not having any potions that could cure the petrification, hoping that there was a spell somewhere nearby that could help you, or maybe hoping that something could help. You left the cave. And Tal-Drew, the orc paladin that Brad, you've played for ever on this campaign now, finally had one last chat with his patron god, Kellenvor, who had initially brought you back for a reason, to kill Melvin the Mad Apprentice in the Tower of Peakcliff, to stop the undead army from rising up against that town. And you turned around to deliver Kale safely to the Temple of Eldath. And Kellenvor finally let Tal-Drew's soul go. So we had this scene of Tal-Drew walking, thinking he had more time, but he didn't. And he fell over and died a unfortunate death. very close by, Kale, to where you first drifted down a river near the Temple of Eldath, and were essentially born into this world, as much as you can remember. And so we start the episode today, as Megan, you've come back. There was a whip that Tal-Drew had held that you were told was keeping him alive, and he flung it off of this cliff. To your best knowledge, you can assume that's what killed him. And you ran off, if I'm not mistaken, looking for this this whip back in the forest, maybe off the cliff where Tal-Drew had thrown it. My girlfriend's really passionate, guys. She loves video games, okay? You returned unsuccessful at some point, Megan. Not able to find the fiery whip of Tharizdun that Tal-Drew threw off that cliff. Now you, Megan, and Kale, you walk somewhere now close by where you were born, Kale, with a dull breeze on the wind, the Temple of Eldath kind of looming above you in the trees. You walk along this kind of equally dull pathway through the forest here. A light, little light rain is starting to kind of drizzle through the canopy of the trees. What do you think you two are talking about? What do you think you two are doing?
So the last I remember doing is talking to Eldath, and she told me there was no hope.
Right, and she'd apologized.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, I was just kind of sobbing. And I think given time, so there was that little hut that we were in, or not a hut, but it was kind of like a shrine near the river.
Right.
I don't remember what. Yeah, that.
A minute ago. Yeah, it's a small little forest shrine, kind of like a little empty hut. Could probably fit like two people huddled in at a time. It's quite small. It's just filled with like random decorations to various maybe forest deities or small flowers and bouquets and things. Nothing you recognize. Would you have like pulled Tal-Drew into that, or?
So he would have been right outside of it.
Yeah,
on the steps of it. Yeah.
Body,
so
I think, just lies limp in there.
Probably wouldn't, because Megan was gone getting the whip, and I'm weak on the best of days, but especially probably if I'm grieving. So he's probably still out on the path in front there. But when Megan returns, I'll say, "Thank you for looking, but Eldath has said he's gone, and he's not coming back."
I couldn't. All right. Okay.
So now, he would not have wanted to be buried at the temple. He was not very religious, so if you will help me, we will put him in the river.
He wasn't very religious.
Not really.
Visible confusion because he was a paladin. Right? Yeah.
Right. We will wrap him in my cloak, and I'm going to gather some flowers, and then we will set him afloat and let the river claim him.
Yeah, all right.
So I'm going to set about gathering some of the prettier flowers around and make a nice bouquet.
I'm going to figure out how to make Tal-Drew float.
I think a
canoe or something.
Kale, you set off. There were a couple of flowers at the shrine. Would you grab those, or would you set out for others?
I would set out for fresh ones.
Okay. Somewhere along the path here, I think you see a couple of small bouquets or like bushes of small wild flowers. There are a couple of like purple and orange ones, and then a few like kind of pristine white ones a little further down the path. Roll me just roll me a quick survival check to see how long it takes. And Megan, you're trying to figure out how to make Tal-Drew float.
Yeah, I probably don't know much about burial at sea. I don't know what this is, but I probably don't know much about those kind of things. So I'm trying to. He's not going to float, right? He's a body. They don't float till a lot later when they're all.
You roll me a survival check too, then. Kale kind of sets off and starts to collect these flowers, and you do, Kale. It takes a little bit here to grab a good amount, whatever you think a good amount would be, whether it be a couple of handfuls, whether it just be a couple of pretty.
Yeah, enough to make a nice sized bouquet.
Okay. Yep. And you come back, Megan. You, like you said, he's not going to float on his own. I think you would assume that you would have to lash together a couple of logs or trees or something by putting him on something else that would float. I think is the easiest assumption. And there are plenty of trees around. I think you've seen it done well enough a couple of times before. There have been enough people that have gone off or been buried or had a burial down on the Jade Lake. Normally it's used with boats, but might be able to do the same with some trees. So Kale returns, I think, after a short while of you maybe stumped, looking nearby this river. She's got a kind of a beautiful bouquet of flowers made.
Are those important?
They're just they're just beautiful.
Okay.
And she just, I look miserable.
Yeah.
So whatever I'm putting together here is just probably, I'm on autopilot.
I look visibly uncomfortable because I have no idea how to deal with this.
Mm-hmm. So if you'll help me wrap him in my cloak, and I'll bundle these in front, and this is the river I was discovered in. It's where I'm from, sort of. So he's in good company.
Yeah. We should probably put him on this raft I just made.
Why would we put him on a raft?
Well, I mean, so he'll float.
Oh no, I mean to let the river claim him. I do not want him plucked apart by birds, or just want him to rest and you can tell my thought pattern is broken here. So whatever I'm putting together is probably not going to make sense to you, but
how deep is the stream? Like, are we going to put him in a stream and he's just going to be like here and just stay there?
No, I think a little further up, I'll give you all a picture here. A little further up is a small, like, pathway that you can let him off into a shallow area that widens out into a kind of deeper river that progresses further into this forest. If I can find it. You guys hear a video in the background?
No, we're laughing at what Brad said.
Oh no.
Tal-Drew's massive body came up again.
Clears a path.
This time it's creating a dam.
It's creating a dam. Here we go. So we'll say a little further off the path here, closer to the river, is a scene like this.
Ooh.
Closer to where you were. Yeah, where you were found here.
Mm-hmm.
Let me actually get that one as the one that we're looking at. So I'd say you can assume that he might. I mean, he's not just going to lay there above water. It's a little deep eventually. Mm-hmm. Here we go.
But whatever you want.
Yes, we'll just set him off right around here, and he'll float away.
Okay, you know best.
I'm nodding, but it doesn't look like I think I know best.
The thing is, even if I thought you didn't, you're like obviously distraught and you're just going to get anything you want right now. Usually how I deal with crying women in real life too.
I'll remember this.
So we can assume you guys work out how to at least get him and manage him into the river. You have him, I think, in a position here where you kind of first washed up, so he is ready to be let go. Or in that spot, he is ready to be let go from there. Kind of gently floating. It seems like his armor would weigh him down significantly, but I think you get like a relative gentle kind of float. Do you place the bouquet down? Anything you do before you let him off?
Yeah, I put the bouquet. So he's now wrapped in my cloak, and at the front, I will tie it and then tuck the bouquet into that tied bit, under the tied bit. And then I will talk to Eldath and just, give kind of a prayer of please watch over. I'll say some words. And I think probably if Megan, where are you when I start this prayer?
Are you saying it out loud?
Yeah.
I'm probably just standing next to you.
Okay. Right. If we just give him a little push here, and I'm gonna go ahead and push on one of his shoulders to see if he'll go into the water a bit, and then I'll say, PG. That
It's a little heavy. Yeah, I think he floats a slight bit. You can see the armor weighs him down a little bit, but there seems to be something, maybe not fully letting him fall down to the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
He does seem to float a little peacefully. Maybe much to your surprise, Megan. Still heavy to move, but.
And as he sets adrift there, I'll say, Eldath, please keep watch over Tal-Drew. I know he wasn't faithful and to you, and I know he maybe even didn't believe as I do, but it is not his fault, and he was innocent, and my friend, and my family. Please watch over his body and his spirit as he travels to wherever he may be going now. And then another deluge of just, probably on my knees at this point at the river bank there, and just probably not going anywhere for a little bit here, because this is a real letting go. This his body is going away at this point, and that's not going to be easy for me.
Yeah, I think it. After your words, you see and you give a gentle push. It seems like his body is pulled into the river. It doesn't immediately go under. Somewhere down, as it gets deeper, you see it start to sink. Still traveling down, pulled by something, but I think it helps. Can sit there however long you choose. Megan, I think Kale is just probably like on your knees or standing, whatever. Maybe silent for a bit.
Yeah, I'm probably in a bit of a prayer position on the bank there.
Usually, any I've been to, at least like funerals and stuff, they don't usually like tell the truth.
What do you mean?
Well, not like they don't like lie, but they don't, they just say about the good things or not the bad things. Like,
what? I don't even know what I said, if I'm being honest.
No, it was nice because it was like true enough. But usually they're like, oh, he was, really friendly, even though, Steve was a right bastard.
Oh, the faithful bit. Well, Eldath knows that Tal-Drew wasn't faithful to her, but it doesn't matter. And there's no point in talking around it.
Well, if she knows all that, then there's no point in saying it. Why don't you just say, like, what? When you say what he meant to you, not to anyone else.
Oh, right. Well, it meant an awful lot to me. You know.
It's all right. I'll like, get a bit closer and like try and steady her with the hand. It's all right.
Right, he was the best friend I'll ever have, I imagine. Don't know what to do now he's gone.
You can do whatever you want, like.
Don't want much of anything right now. Maybe just to sit a while.
All right, you just have a think. I'll be with it. All right.
All right then. And more sobbing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we get this scene here of you, Megan, maybe walking up these steps, kind of going and jumping maybe back onto the path. This is a little bit off here, off the beaten path. You guys have had to go down these steps down to the river. What do you want to do? I think you can hear maybe Kale's sobs a little bit even as you walk away here. But you leave her there to make peace or whatever she needs to do. What do you want to do?
I'm probably just like wandering, just not going anywhere, just kind of rounding about and looking around.
Okay. Yeah, give me a general perception check as you start to make your way around.
19.
A 19.
You perceived something.
I found something! Get out!
I believe it was a dying chicken.
The cleric beast from
The Chimera has died again.
Dark Souls shows up, whatever it was, Bloodborne.
Oh my god, yeah. Jesus Christ, bro. Cleric beast.
She fucking sounds like man sometimes. That fucking cleric beast noise. That fucking noise.
Oh, she sounds really upset. I better leave her for 5 minutes.
I don't think it's maybe a matter of like 5-10 minutes here. You get far enough away that Kale's sobs stop, and amidst the general sounds of the forest here that do sound a little muted in this area, they seem to have died down almost coincidentally. It's like maybe a mere thought. You hear a loud, like a barking of a big dog. A barking, whoa, kind of somewhere further down the path that you were actually traveling towards, and then an ow, and then more aggressive barking. I think you hear a couple of like muted voices, but unsure of what they're saying. Just kind of floating along the breeze here down this quiet path.
I'm gonna try and get some height to see if I can maybe see where the noises are coming from.
Okay, yeah, there's a couple of of trees that kind of come along this path and maybe intersect with it at a couple of points. It makes it pretty uneven. If you look a little bit further down the road, I think you can tell that there seems to be some kind of crossroads in the forest coming up, and there's a large tree kind of overlooking it.
Oh, all right, Kale. He's been dead for like 5 minutes now. You can calm the fuck down.
It's been 2 weeks. Yeah, it looks like there's a large tree kind of overlooking this crossroads. It seems like the path kind of opens up for a kind of intersecting T path. Would you jump up that, or would you find another tree a little further back?
Yeah, that sounds. I just want to see. I just want to get higher. I don't want interested in getting too close or anything.
Cool. Yeah. So I think there's as you get a little closer here, you hear the barking a little bit louder, and you hear another oh, maybe some angry voices trying to. It seems like they're trying to stop it, like they're trying to shut it up. And I think as you climb up this tree, they sound closer as you look down into this crossroads, this clearing. You see two dwarfs arguing with a mastiff, as if it were human. These two stout dwarfs, we find them Humphrey and Mammal. This mastiff has been barking at you and wooing at you for the past few minutes. Ever since you've been traveling down this road here, as you reach the crossroads here, this mastiff, large thing, almost larger than you, with armor and sharpened claws. You can see it's been like outfitted with a saddle, and it carries some spaces for gear. It's letting off a ho ho ho. It doesn't seem aggressive other than just barking, and then the occasional looking up to the sky and letting out this signal of some sort. But it seems friendly. What are you two doing? What are you two saying to it currently as it's oh, 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 oh?
I'm probably... You said it looks friendly and domesticated.
Yes.
Then I'm cuddling it. Or I'm attempting to. I'm like definitely reaching down and like trying to touch him on the head, like, oh, there's a wee perch here. That's a nice perch. And like, if I reach for him, does he try and bite me?
No, each time you reach, it's more like reaching across. He's kind of like head height with you. As you go,
Jesus.
yes,
Right.
Yes, it's a big boy. As you go to like reach him, he won't let you per se. He'll kind of move his mouth in front, and then it's just a loud bark at your face.
That's not a wee perch, that's a big perch.
Just a blank face, just sipping from a flask, just.
Yeah, come on, perch, give a cuddle. Give a cuddle now. Give a cuddle now. Oh, come on, give a cuddle now. I've got 2 sacks. I put them down. It's not the first time I've wandered into a room and said I've got 2 sacks. And I put them down. And I'm going to try and jump on him and cuddle him.
Okay. All right. Give me an athletics check here. As you jump on.
Athletics. Oh, I'm proficient. Athletics. I have no idea what my character can do.
I'm so ass backwards as mine.
Hey, what the fuck? Roll20's updated something. Oh my god. Oh, there we go. Okay.
There we go.
All right. Lots of stuff has changed on Roll20 since I last used it, apparently.
Really?
Yeah.
There's I think you hear like maybe something further off in the bushes that distracts the oh, that's rain. I guess that's rain. That's what the sound is. Can you hear that? Hold on.
Yeah, I can hear the rain.
I'll turn it up for you.
That's rain.
As you
rain.
As you go to jump onto the mastiff here, you get a lucky break. You kind of there's a solid maybe piece of wood that's attached to the mount that you kind of grab and you can swing yourself on as it's distracted and kind of stops barking and looking at the bushes where this noise has been made a couple of feet back. As you swing yourself on top of it, it lets out kind of a wooing noise, maybe in pain, and then starts to bark as you. It starts to like buck you and start to go up and down on its front and back legs like a horse trying to buck you off.
No way, I'm cuddling this thing.
So you wrap yourself around it.
Yeah. I'm like, yous is no in pain. Yous are much. You're bigger than me, lad. And I'm like holding on. Hey, give me a cuddle. Come on.
And then
that's it, lad. The hell you've got there, I can howl too. I howl along with him.
What 10 seconds here, Humphrey?
10 seconds hug, that's what it takes. You know, you got a hug for 10 seconds, or it's not cuddle.
Just finishes up a little bit more, just like one last little sip of the flask, tucks it away, and just oi! And just tries to like, fucking scare the shit out of it.
Okay, give me an intimidation check.
Sure.
I'm about to go ass over tit.
That is weird. It just automatically does it now.
It's with advantage and disadvantage.
Right.
Yeah, you have to put it in your sheet to clear advantage. You give it this loud yell, and right in the middle of maybe a kick up, it stops. And it's and roll me an athletics check real quick, Mammal, as this bucks like a horse 10 times his size.
What is happening to my roll 20 when I roll a dice? Okay.
Is it broken?
Don't know. It says click and drag for some reason.
Nani?
Yeah, I don't know.
The fuck?
Drag it somewhere, man. I don't know.
Click and drag. I don't know what that means. I'll work it out. 15.
Oh. 15. You managed to hold on as the dog, or the mastiff here kicks back. Maybe there's a collar that you actually grab onto with a dangling name tag that you soon see as you grab onto it. And you float up in the air with it, holding on and staying on only by the collar, and then fall back down into onto it. Megan, you're seeing this scene unfold. The sound that the mastiff here was distracted by seemed to have been you, as it was the you were the reason that it turned and it had been distracted. And now you see these two dwarves just wrestling, and one of them trying to cuddle. The other one seems completely unperturbed. He's now let out a large yell, and it stopped. Are you doing anything? You just still surveying?
I mean, they probably don't look very dangerous if one of them is trying to cuddle this dog that's barking at them.
Oh,
They're probably quite simple and a little stupid. At first glance,
Yeah, there's your free insight check. But it does seem like why don't you two describe yourselves real quick? Mammal, what are you wearing? What do you look like?
I look like this. I am Mammal Bifrost, son of Heimdall. Pretty normal looking dwarf. Dark brown hair, dark brown eyes. Braids my beard into 3 separate points, and then I tie them with these like metal clasp things. And it probably hasn't been cleaned in a while. Big, thick, like hooped silver earrings, kind of like a pirate looking, all over my ears. I have a really massive, ridiculously oversized silver ram's head belt buckle. I have a red bandana on, which I almost wore as cosplay, but then changed my mind. And just like really old looking, like patchwork clothing, plain, boring looking, normal person clothing, nothing fancy, over like leather armors. I've got like a big old sack that I'm carrying around. I have another one that looks like it's definitely filled with potatoes. And I've got a felling axe, which is an axe that cuts down trees on one hip. And then a longbow that's like taller than I am. Like the longbow is much taller than I am. So it either drags on the ground or I have to balance it in such a way on my back that it doesn't break or whatever.
Gotcha. So that thing's just flinging around everywhere. It makes you look like twice as big as you are right now, too.
Yeah, or it looks like I've got a propeller on my back or something. Like I'm walking along with this thing that's just, like, it's probably like a foot taller than I am. So, it's a proper longbow, but I'm only 4'1".
What about Humphrey?
That's great, but what does Daddy look like? Holy shit!
Jesus Lord alive! I love that this is how he speaks as well.
Just
What do you look like?
so Humphrey Singebeard, what was it? It's just bald, no hair at all, just simple beard. Very it seems almost short for being a dwarf, very raggedy and just singed, kind of just looks burnt in some places. Dark circles around the eyes, and what was it? Is wearing simple clothes, just overalls, just dark overalls, brown boots. Has 2 massive looking weapons though on his back. One is a giant great axe, and on the other side is a great club. Both of them are probably pointing out a little taller than him, just for the size of it. But without getting too close, I mean, I don't think you can see too much of his face, other than maybe the bull ring. He's got a massive bull ring that's kind of poking out. Other than that, weird, looking dwarf.
And you do have a shirt on right now in game, yeah? So
I believe it's just the overalls. So
like
it's
overalls?
Yeah, just the overalls. No, I don't think he has a shirt on or anything.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I guess Megan, you can see that. You can see like they both look like they're dressed quite simply, but then the one with these large weapons has these kind of like wiry spiraling tattoos. And
okay,
what is free? Oh, sorry. What are you doing?
I was gonna sort of crouch in the tree like a bit lower and just. Oh, what's occurring?
You appear out of nowhere.
I think
in the tree. I just sort of crouch so you guys can see me.
Yeah, you hear this voice come from where the dog was looking, and it still holds its attention for a moment. You've calmed it down somehow, Humphrey, by just pausing it in place, and it now kind of stares, looking up at this tree. You hear a voice come from it.
What?
I didn't hear the voice.
I think you both hear it. Yeah, you both hear it. Sorry.
Who's that? I'm rolling off the dog.
What do you mean, who's that? Who's that?
Who's that up there?
It's me. Who's that?
It's me.
Right.
I'm taking my felling axe out.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, I'm a woodsman. I'll cut you down.
Right. You're a woodsman.
Me?
Mate, can you put the axe down? It's a little bit threatening, like, you know.
Oh shit. I'm gonna like lean in towards Humphrey. I said, that's a tree. Is a tree alive?
Can we see if the tree is actually moving while he's talking?
Yeah, is it an ent?
Insight checks, the both of you.
I'm here for this.
Can I have advantage because I am a woodcutter. Yes. My background is woodcutter.
I'm always around trees.
It's my only job.
I grew up looking at trees.
21. Best friend.
21.
Those trees. Do I get advantage?
You've been around someone who knows trees a lot, so you haven't acquired the skill to need to know trees. Mammal does all the tree looking.
He knows his wood.
With a 21.
Get over it!
And a 16. There's a small little patch of the tree that's rustled for a moment when you see it talking. And as you look over the entire tree, I think you there's a moment where you're admiring the stillness, waiting for something to happen, and it doesn't seem like any other part of the tree comes alive or moves.
It's not a tree. That is an elf. And I take out my bow, or
I take out the great club
thing. And I get an arrow and start to like look around for the elf.
Come out!
Hey, come out, elf! Come on now. Show yourself, as no as you can hide behind a single leaf. Show yourself, don't make me start firing.
I like just sit on the branch so they can see me, so I'm not like in the leaves and stuff.
Okay.
Holy shit, that's an
fucking
ugly
elf, innit?
Yeah, a little human.
Salute them, D.
What's he saying?
Are you insulting us?
Hey,
Not
you
yet.
insulting us? What accent's that? Sounds fake.
When have you speak common?
Are we not speaking common?
Yeah.
I'm gonna speak in. Can I speak anything? No, Dwarvish. I'll speak in Dwarvish and shout up like, "You know Dwarvish."
Do you?
What?
He doesn't know Dwarvish. That's definitely an elf and an ugly one at that.
English, do you speak it?
The fuck's English?
It's a foreshortening of common for some reason.
Hey,
How about you put your bow away and we'll have a chat?
Alright. I smile up at him. I put the bow away.
I'm going to drop down out of the tree.
I still got my big ol' wampus.
I know he has, and that's why I don't care.
Yeah. The one in overall seems to still be armed.
What you doing living in a tree?
Don't living in a tree. I was coming to see what you were talking about.
I assume I'm looking up at him as well.
I think he's dropped down.
Yeah, I know, but he's taller than me.
Oh, yeah.
I've spent this whole campaign hulking over people.
Yes. Yeah, you are. He is taller than you. Yeah.
I say, is that your pooch?
My what?
Not your wee doggy. Point at the dog.
As you signal to it, it's facing kind of towards the temple and.
Does it have heraldry on? Because I noticed it had armor in the picture. Does it have any heraldry on it?
Like any kind of marking or
colors or anything like that?
Give me a perception check. Or an investigation check, sorry.
It has an enormous banner flag.
19.
You can see somewhere along the I don't know if you guys still have it up, but somewhere along the kind of banner rather that's hanging over
Absolute fucking banger, mate.
There's some fucking sick EDM going on. Some Beats pill somewhere in the pack. This little linen banner that hangs over the Mastiff. On one small corner of it, you can see what looks to be like an embroidered patch, no bigger than like a thumb. And it looks to be embroidered in the same black that the linen is, almost like a secret marking. You can't tell what it is, but there's a small like kind of wiry looping symbol at a quick glance, and then the dog kind of turns to face all of you, and you lose sight of it for a moment.
It's not yours.
No.
It ain't mine. It's got something written on it. What's that say?
You've gone. I don't know what I say.
Well, get that fucking prick to put his stick away, and I'll have a look.
Humphrey's
That's
just still
not a
going.
prick, man. That's a dwarf.
I know it's a dwarf. Can he still put the stick away?
Yeah, don't make him do nothing.
Well, I ain't gonna look at the dog then.
Make him fucking put that thing down. You make him put that thing down. Look at him. The big bastard.
I haven't got anything to put down. What
Smiles
are you
like
saying?
Humphrey smiles super big, missing teeth like everywhere. It's like 5 missing teeth that you can notice.
Alright, listen, I'm gonna go round the back of the pooch and I'll make it run towards you. And I point at Megan. And then you grab it. And I'll read it, what it says on the side of
You're
it.
gonna make it run to... I have an idea of what he's about to do. So maybe I'll just go... Come on, buddy. Come on.
It's not gonna work.
Give me an
I'm
animal
wondering.
handling check.
Come
I'll
on,
have to try.
animal handling.
Give him a hug. Doesn't like it.
17?
17. As you kind of over, it kind of turns back to you lazily and kind of regards you. You can see the eyes like narrow for a moment, as if this creature is sizing you up, and kind of lets out a like a lazy kind of breath, you know, that sigh that dogs do, and it slowly saunters over to you.
Oh, look at that. He fucking loves you.
And then like kind of
Fucking dog.
nuzzles your hand a little bit.
You bastard. You bastard. I'm smiling like the whole time. I've had a smile on my face this whole time.
You just call me a bastard.
Hey, you're gonna I had to wrestle him to the ground. Get a cuddle.
Yes. I'm not trying to get a cuddle. I'm trying to read what's... But what is that? What is... Let me have a look at that.
Give me a history check. As
Come
you,
on, history.
a history
I'm
check
really,
with
really
advantage.
close to him as well because I'm also trying to look at it. I'm like, my face is touching his face. While I'm like, what does it say then? What does that say?
You can roll me a history check as well without advantage.
Do I get
I don't know if I can read.
You get advantage.
If I'm honest. I really don't know if I can read. I don't feel like I can. So I'm just can I either roll with disadvantage or not roll?
It's a symbol, so
I am blind. Okay, fine.
So we got
22.
16.
I know everything.
So Mammal I think the only way that this symbol makes sense to you is you've seen a couple of travelers maybe that you've traded with across the years. Wherever you might have made a trip, maybe there's one or two standout people like a tabaxi that you'd spoken with who has that kind of this small little patch. Maybe you saw it under like the collar of one of their jackets. It usually seems hidden. It's like a kind of broken dagger with two waterfalls kind of flowing out of the hilt of the dagger. As far as that, you recognize it. You maybe know who you could talk to if you saw them again about it. But that's as far as you know.
It belongs to Tabaxi.
You've seen a couple of people wearing, let's say like a notable one that comes into your mind is a tabaxi underneath the collar of maybe his leather jerkin. The one night while you were trading or breaking bread or whatever have you, the light shone and maybe showed you this small insignia hidden somewhere.
And where was he from?
They didn't answer. They didn't give you much information. They didn't tell you much about it. Just that it was something personal to them. Maybe that's like the one that stands out immediately in your mind to see you traded with.
That's weird. That I've seen that before. You seen that before?
Megan,
Yes.
you have seen this, but in a larger form. This reminds you, like upon close inspection, of a temple that you have burned down. Some of the insignia that was around that kind of circular puzzle around the fountain, where you had learned the Peacekeeper's Oath, you can see it kind of matches.
Okay, well, first of all, that was Kale.
You all saw that.
No, Kale burned that fucking place down.
Yeah.
No, that was the house, not the temple.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was Kale. Okay, yeah. So I think you both come to this realization there while you're looking it over. The dog seems like amiable. Just seems to, as soon as you've called it over and maybe you're showing it love, it's now like okay with you petting it here, Mammal. What do you guys
I need to show this dog to my friend
Why?
because I recognize the symbol.
All right, I
Yeah,
thought you
my
meant because you like your friend likes dogs.
I don't know. She might do. I don't know.
All right, well, what do you make of that then?
Dogs
Because
get
I saw a
upset
cat with that
all day.
on. I saw a cat with that symbol, and that's a dog. So a cat that owns a dog, like.
Cat that owns. No, that's like. No, it belongs to
It's a cat
some
dog.
kind of. I don't know, like organization or something.
With a dog.
Yeah.
What kind of organization you gonna find in the woods?
No, it's not from the woods, but.
Oh, you're lost. We Pooch is lost.
That's why I need a listen, right. They don't look like the what's their face, the bandits. They're not dressed in those
Burning
colors.
Thorns? No. Sorry, I actually forgot I was going to say that right off the bat. I think they look like much more maybe civilized than them. Ironically, a little cleaner. The
I
dog
look like a
does
farmer
have a
or
collar
something with lots of earrings in.
By the way, there is a small little metal tag that kind of came nestled loose from the collar when Mammal was messing with it. As you look at it, if you catch its eye, it says it's kind of embossed with or whatever, engraved with it says George.
Okay.
Hey, look at that. It says George.
You reckon that's it? George!
Perks up immediately. Oh.
Think you're right.
Oh, yeah, that's his name.
And as you
Look,
get his
let's go.
attention again, it.
Hey, it makes a fucker.
The burning thorns will lay you, but shush.
Racket. Alright, well, use good luck here finding Georgie a home.
I'm gonna show him to my mate. She's really sad. Dogs
Right.
make people not sad, right? Right?
Well, it depends if the dog's trying to eat yours or not.
George, you gonna eat anyone?
Oh. Is it like it's like cheeks gonna, and it like looks at you. Oh.
Hey, what'd he say?
I don't know. I don't speak dog.
I look like you did.
You're fucking speaking to it now.
Twice.
But we're not like communicating. We're just.
Oh!
Look, it's not the same thing. Dog. George.
I
Come
was
on.
talking to a
Come on,
dog.
George. Come on, George.
It does come like it as you start to get a little, maybe you like go a little come on. It like stands up kind of lazily, kind of moves around with the demeanor of being maybe an older pup. And are you trying to lead it back down this path you've kind of
I'm
come?
gonna walk and I'm gonna call out for Kale. Kale!
Yeah.
Can I hear him from?
Yeah, I think it takes maybe Humphrey and Mammal. You watch this person walk. I think it takes you about maybe 15 feet worth of steps to get to a point where, as you yell Kale, you can hear a voice kind of, Megan kind of calling for you amidst the winds and the sounds of the river. You kind of hear his voice floating across it. And then I think you've heard a couple of times this loud "oh," and it picks up again after that.
Okay. Yeah, I'll gather myself up here, dry my eyes, gather my backpack, and head toward the yelling.
Yeah, I think it takes a couple moments here, Megan. As you're walking, maybe further down the path, you see from where you'd gone down these steps, Kale's head kind of emerges, and then you see her climb up onto the path and start to maybe stare at you or walk towards you.
When I see her, I immediately look behind me and check that the Dumb and Dumber over there aren't like immediately running at her to try and stab her up or whatever.
Yeah, what are you two doing? Are you paying attention to this?
Smiling
newcomer?
and waving at Kale.
Okay. Yeah. So
Hello
you see
there.
someone come up the path, and
Hello there.
Yeah, Humphrey's just dragging the club like right behind him, like he's just fucking too lazy to actually carry it.
He's found your dog.
It's not our dog.
My dog. Hello.
Hey, look at this.
What?
And I show her on the. Good boy.
Oh.
yeah, it kind of barrels up towards you as well, Kale, and like it puts it does that thing where it puts its head like fully into your gut, like.
Hey, ask him where his owner is.
Oh. Oh, what a wonderful dog.
His name's George. Look. It says George.
Oh, it does.
Hey.
Right. And
Look at this symbol.
Oh, do I recognize the symbol?
Roll me a history check with advantage.
History with advantage. 9.
I don't think so. No, I think the waterfalls look familiar. They look very, very familiar. Very reminiscent of something, but this maybe version of whatever symbol of Eldath you've seen doesn't ring true.
Well, it has the waterfalls, but no, I'm not entirely certain.
Remember that like village that got accidentally burnt down?
Oh, with the vial and all.
Remember that place we went in?
Oh, yes.
That's from there.
Really?
Yeah.
That's an awful long way. And
100%.
there weren't any dogs about. There weren't any more people.
Yeah, but that's like an organization or something, isn't it?
Uh,
And he's obviously with them, and that's like one of you.
I suppose. And you've just come across this dog and
No, it was these two. That one's called Mammal. I don't know what this prick's called, but he's got a big stick, so be careful.
Hey, I'm Mammal. I got pushed forward and hold my
Humphrey just
hand
gives him
out.
the fucking finger, just
Oh,
fuck you.
Hey, Mammal, Bifrost, son of Heimdall.
I imagine that's a strong handshake for Kale. So, oh, well, nice to meet you, Mammal, is it?
Hey, that's Humphrey.
And that's Humphrey over there.
Hey,
Humphrey's just got his club kind of leaning on it and just gives him.
he's a stray dog as well. And you, Humphrey?
What brings you to the forest?
Yeah, it's a long story. We're delivering taters.
Taters?
Hey,
Delivering what?
taters.
Did you just say?
Vegetables?
We got taters for
Oh!
Wrong.
Potatoes.
You want one? I put one of the sacks down and open it, and there's just potatoes in there. I just take one out and hand it to Megan. There you go, lad. Don't worry about it. Go on, take it. Go on, bite in. That's nice. That's a good tater. I take one out and bite it as well. That's a good tater. That.
What do they taste and look like?
Potatoes.
They're regular. Okay.
It's actually an onion.
Oh.
I'm gonna just muster up the courage to bite into a raw fucking potato, because it seems rude otherwise.
I hand one to Kale. Throw one at Humphrey.
I'm afraid I don't have much of an appetite, but thank you.
Alright, you can keep that for later. It's okay, no problem.
Wonderful.
Hey, you from that there temple, because you're dressed like it.
Well, yeah, I suppose
That's where we're going.
I am. Oh, you are?
You need taters.
Oh.
Go and sell them.
Is that for the temple?
It's Humphrey's job, but he needs to, nobody sends him out by himself no more.
Oh.
What's that?
Because he gets himself into trouble, don't you there, Humphrey? Last time, what you doing last time? Rolling in mud?
No.
Right, he's rolling in mud. Gotta keep him on track.
You can kind of tell he's usually tanked 98% of the time.
Are you like his carer?
What?
Aye. No.
Alright.
Aye. Nay. I showed up on my doorstep. Pushed his head. Lost. What am I supposed to do? Turn around, Humphrey. Go back where you came from. No. I told him he's coming. He's gonna have a nice meal. He never left. And now we got a dog too. We got wee little Georgie.
I'm getting like every other word.
Then he is your dog. Well, he said that Humphrey showed up quite intoxicated, and you couldn't very well tell him to just wander off. So he took him in, didn't he? And now they have a dog named George.
Aye.
You can understand him.
Quite well.
Right.
Met a number of dwarves.
Aye.
I
He
mean,
sounds
I
different
met
though,
some.
like, because he's
He
not
usually
from
drunk,
Glint.
Says he's different because he's,
Yeah, he's
not
not-
from Glint, is it?
He's not from Glint, no. He's going Glint. Where is he going?
Oh, we're going to the temple, and we're from. Well, I'm from the temple, and Megan here's from Cliff Peak, isn't it? And
I'm just, from where I'm helping, so we go to the temple.
He's like your carrot, is he?
He's back there still. We gotta go get him.
Right, he's married or whoa? You married a, what's that, what is he, a human? You're an elf?
no, I'm a half elf, and I've never been married.
Right, what's the other half?
Oh, human.
Aye, right, why didn't you say half human then? Why'd you always saying half elf?
Well, that's a very good question. I don't know.
Alright, you should say half human from now on.
Oh, I'm half human.
Alright. He's half cut. Look at him, he's half cut. Look how pissed he is. Look at his eyes drooping. He needs to get a little bit of wee kip.
Humphrey fucking smiles. You could see missing teeth everywhere. It's just bad.
Sure, Humphrey smells like alcohol too, right?
Beard is singed, so actually it's just alcohol. You can actually kind of almost see almost like stains, like when like dogs are constantly like either drooling or it just stained his beard.
So what's so special about these potatoes?
He from Glint?
I didn't get any of that. Like a bit slower?
He from Glint?
Nope. We're gonna go to the temple. You want to come with us?
Picks up, hoists the club at him. You from Gwent?
He's just asking if
You've ever had any famous wet potatoes from Glint? You go to Glint, you get yourself a nice famous... Glint's famous for the wet potatoes, no? So you've got to try it. But you're not going to be able to do it now without Glint's potatoes. You ain't going to have that there Peakcliff City potatoes now. You've got to have that wheat potatoes from Glant. So that's why we're going to go get that to temple. Put that, you know.
Yeah.
Very well. So you want to come with us or no?
I look up at Kale.
I'm busy. I got a shot to do when I got back, you know.
Right.
Can't just leave wee Barnacle to do everything, you know.
I don't know who Barnacle is, but...
Yeah, it's my brother. He's cutting down the trees because I was just out doing nice with him.
Oh, right. Well, we are going that way, so if you would like to travel with us, you may.
What? Yeah, sure. Well, we's going that way too, so, you know, we can, like, double up, though. You know what I mean?
No!
Well, they seem friendly enough, don't they?
Hey, we're
Megan?
pretty friendly, don't worry about that.
I don't know what they're
I'm
saying.
gonna rob you on.
I suppose.
Yeah.
He just said that we can double up, you know, travel together.
What language is that?
It's common.
No, it's not common, but
It's just accented. Can you not understand him?
he sounds like he's having a fight whilst kissing a monkey.
Oh, no, I don't like fighting much, you know. I do it, I have to do it. Gotta keep myself safe, you know, but... No, not unless I have to. Not unless I have to draw the bow, you know. He likes fighting, doesn't he? Half cut, push.
He just
smiles.
I also am smiling throughout this whole thing. I just can't roleplay that well.
So fucking chipper.
Like I'll give you all my personality trait, and the only one I have is I can only ever have a smile on my bearded face. It's the fucking opposite of me in real life.
Bitch.
So just imagine I'm always smiling. I can't do it. I can't act that well. But that's what my character is. He's almost always smiling. Yeah, just kind of
he
sitting
looks
there,
friendly enough. Like.
dumb smile on his face all the time.
Well, they both look rather friendly, and well, the temple needs food.
Yeah, make sure they cook them first. This is minging.
Right. I don't think I've eaten one raw.
Don't. Starchy.
Oh, right.
Are you alright? I mean to
I-
move like.
I have been better, and I could absolutely use a rest. But, well, we can't be far now. Did you say 6-ish hours? What did you say last time? How far we were?
You're quite close. Like I think you're maybe less than an hour away now.
Oh, nice.
You guys have
Okay, good.
traveled. Yeah, you can kind of see the temple like peeking up over the trees, see the waterfalls.
All right, so...
Coincidentally, this road that leads north or northeast on this crossroads would lead to the temple.
Excellent.
Maybe we could have a rest when you get there.
Oh, right, not
Don't forget
far
about
now.
cash.
Of course I won't forget about cash.
No, I didn't mean it like that. Like,
No,
all right.
it's in an awful spot.
Hey, where's Cash? Like supper.
Well, no, it's not supper.
Don't forget about supper.
He's a
No.
mate like. He's
wouldn't.
stuck in a cave at the moment.
He's what?
He's stuck in a cave.
Well, he's actually more like part of the cave at the moment.
Oh, he's one of them there cavemen.
No.
Well, wee little cavemen
Really is-
types. What are they called,
Really
then?
is not.
Little grey fellas
Not at
living
all.
underground.
No. He'd really
we
rather
call them
not
cavemen.
part
As
of
they
the
called
cave.
them.
No, he's had like a magic spell on him and he's gone all hard.
Yeah, we've had that before. Yeah, getting on a bit, is he? Bit old.
But no, we run into a
You
basilisk.
got potions now for that. Wait, basilisk?
No, we tried potions on him and
Yeah,
nothing
no,
worked.
fuck that. You didn't want to fucking run into a fucking basilisk, man. You fucking turn you to stone, that. You won't be careful.
And that's what they did to our friend.
Oh, shite. He's fucking done. You just have to go get a cleric from that. Oh, that's why you're going to that temple.
Partly, yes.
Aye. Yeah, no, he's done for. He's done for.
I
Keep
hope-
the hide though, man. Keep the hide, man. You know.
Well,
You
no,
know,
I
stay
won't.
calm.
No, we're hoping to
Don't worry about
revive
it.
him.
Aye, he's not dead.
No, not at all. I don't think. I think he's.
No, he's just stone-like.
He's stuck in there.
Oh, right.
What do you think? He stays is he still alive, like looking out, or do you think it's like being asleep?
I don't know if he can see or if he's asleep or what.
What do you think?
I think he just got turned to stone-like.
Yeah, but can he like? He's still looking out or no?
Look, I mean,
Is he still thinking, or is he just like asleep?
Oh, we don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking him. He knows.
I don't know.
Alive.
Hey, Humphrey's not even fucking awake now. Look at him, half cut, pissed out of his mind.
Nope.
Does he ever put that stick down?
He's still carrying it and like kind of like keeping it like in the direction of Megan's at, just ready to kind of point it up again.
He really does not look sober.
Right. No, he's not.
Yeah,
I've
but
never
he's
seen him
dwarf.
sober. You've been sober since we've known. Well, I've known you now.
Never.
I never seen him sober. No.
He's actually trying to do the math a little bit. And just,
Kale. They're dwarves.
Right.
They do a lot of drinking.
Oh, yes, I've met a few. They do seem to like the bottle, but this other one seems rather sober.
What I mean, not the way he speaks, so.
I mean, they are going to the temple. Can you really not understand him?
I get like every other word. It sounds like he's eaten a bee and someone stood on his testicles.
Well, that's a little bit rude.
Oh, sorry. He sounds like someone has just spit in his mouth with 100% proof alcohol and then kneed him right in his tits.
Right. Well, Megan, perhaps, I can translate for you, but we should get to the temple. And I say that last bit a little bit louder.
Yeah, it's a good idea. We should probably get there. You
Not-
damned with your potatoes, but.
Oh, no bother. I got it. I pick them both up. I have one over each shoulder. One sack is my backpack, by the way, with all my normal D&D things in. And the other one is... I don't have a backpack. I have a
You got your
sack.
dice, you got your pen, you got your
I can
paper.
throw everything in it. Got all my minis. And I just... Two sacks. And I walk along.
What's the Xanathars?
Megan, I've left Tal-Drew's bag down just over there. I cannot heft it. Do you think between us we could...
Oh, yeah, I can carry it. No,
Oh, all right.
I'll go get it. Be careful.
Thank you.
Gonna go and get Tal-Drew's.
Yeah.
Hey, where are you going now?
He's just gone down to the river. We've left my friend's belongings.
Alright, yeah, aye. Well, he did not turn to stone too.
No, my other friend, he's just passed away.
He's what?
Well, he passed away.
No, he's probably alive. Like, you can get a cleric.
No, not this one. No, he was not turned to stone.
Or use a lost tooth.
Yeah, we lost two.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's terrible news. You've been through the wars. So what are you doing then? Look, this part of the woods is usually okay.
Oh, well, it really wasn't back in the cave there that we used to travel here. It was not okay.
oh, cave.
Just back there, there's a stream in it, and basilisks, and all sorts of awful things, and the water's not really water at all.
I'd probably seem like a mad woman to these guys.
It's just
Yeah,
water isn't water. People turning to stone, basilisks eaten.
Heads mince, man. Her heads mince. Grief, man. Not duties, you know. Not duties.
Well,
You know that's how it goes, man.
Humphrey will take out his flask and just kind of shake it towards her. Just
I usually want to have a little drinky. Go on, that'll take the edge off, man.
What is it?
Take the edge off, man. That'll.
Is it wine or?
Yeah, don't worry. You're not gonna end up like him. It's not that strong. His head's looping, man.
All right, then I'll have a bit of a sip.
Right. Calm you down. I make you feel better. You know. Put a hand on her back.
Like it burns the second it hits your throat.
Oh, it's like the fucking strongest.
That is
like
like
absinthe.
backwoods fucking like.
White spirit.
I'm trying to fucking think of what it actually would be. It's like
Like a
moonshine. It's
super
like gasoline
moonshine.
at that point.
Basic mushroom moonshine. Glint's wet potato moonshine.
Like looking at Humphrey, he looks like the most southern, swampy, fucking like just. You know, that dude is running moonshine somewhere in the States.
Oh, that's quite a drink.
Nah, yeah. That's it.
Humphrey just takes a big old like chug of it.
Don't believe I've ever had anything like that before.
Helps.
Right. Well, let's go get Megan. He'll be on the trail.
Then I'm gonna head down the trail and
That was
wait in the
mild
direction.
morning breakfast. That was the name of the drink.
What was it?
The dwarves. Mild morning breakfast.
Yeah, I think a couple of moments pass before Megan
Those
comes
good
back up the
potatoes.
trail.
I've got his bag inside my god bag.
Okay.
Strength check. Fuck you. There is so much in that bag.
He's got it inside of his
bag.
his little your bag of holding. Yeah, and it fits in there pretty well. The dog starts to bark again as Megan, you come back up onto the path, and it lets out another
Humphrey will look at the dog again and just go, "Oi!"
Right, see, look at the two of them having a wee conversation.
Can you not antagonize George, please? People around here.
Hey,
Is it
that
like
dog's
lets out a,
strong.
let me give me a perception check. Let's out a final kind of louder woo.
Everyone.
Yes. Except for Megan, unless you already rolled. You already rolled.
I don't know. It was shit.
21.
You can still see the path here.
6.
11 from Megan, 21 from Mammal, a 6 from Humphrey, and a 13
I'm
from.
arguing with the dog.
As this dog lets out that final there's a voice that rings out, and you see who the voice belongs to, Mammal. As further up the path, a small halfling ranger kind of pops out from
Oh,
the
Strixie! I run at him.
Yeah. There's a you see Strix, the halfling ranger, Mammal! And kind of holds out his arms, short as he may be. As the dog starts to kind of bark and and starts to run over, and he's, hello, hi George, how are you?
Yeah,
George.
is that your way, Poochie?
Yes.
Oh,
Mammal.
Strike. Last time I saw you, you had a different wee little fucking yippy thing.
Yes, Stardust. Points up in the canopy. There's a large figure that kind of swoops over. You see maybe the figure of a bird. Just the wingspan, kind of a shadow covers the crossroads here where the canopy opens up. He points up. Yes, up there.
Hey.
How have you been? This is George. I've had him since shortly after we met. And it's, who's this?
It's Humphrey. It's can't remember his name, but he's not an elf. He looks like one creeping around in the trees. That one there, you gotta be careful. She's heads mince.
Hello, nice to see you.
You know, you gotta be careful. She's a little pissed now. She's been drinking the moonshine with Humphrey. He's got
You
a little bit, a little bit dipsy, a little bit, I does this Strix. He looks like a baron, looks like a ween, but he's no. He's a halfling. He looks like a little ween child.
Strix.
I know.
Halfling.
I think you see like a maybe a familiarity in his face as he looks at you, Kale. Kale? Are you Kale?
Well, who are you? I don't.
No, that's Jessica.
give me a deception check. As Megan starts to walk into the scene here.
And I'm Malcolm, and now I need to change all the overlays again for 3 weeks.
Oh no.
Deception. Boom. 17.
17. He looks like he considers it for a moment here, and then he almost believes he was. Jessica? Are you sure you're not Kale?
Well, I don't recognize you.
I'm friends of Ellery, if that helps.
Oh, are you? And we know each other.
Maybe, perhaps I was there at the temple the day that they had pulled you in. Your hair is unmistakable. I'm a friend of Eldath's.
Oh.
He kind of like holds out his hands peacefully. You can roll me an insight check if you'd like.
Yeah, just to. I probably would with all the information I've been given recently. And 25.
25. I think as he holds up his hands as well, you see a small symbol on maybe the collar of his wrist, and he also seems sincere, not just in the tone, but their eyes. They seem genuinely overjoyed to see you.
Any friend of Elria's is a friend of mine.
Thank goodness. He pats George on the back. Is this why you were making all that racket? Good boy. And feeds him maybe a small ration, just slips him something as the dog kind of eats it up. He says, "It's good to see you, Mammal. It's been a long time, and really amazing to see you, Kale. You're so much bigger than I'd ever expected. When they pulled you out of the river, you were so small and frail, but
yes.
Wow, it's so nice to hear of you. I've heard of your journey across
Yes.
Ellery has told me of it. Ellery was at the temple.
Are you going back to the temple?
I'm at the temple currently. I heard George, and George is in Stardust. As he points up, and maybe you hear like the whoosh of a bird, but can't see one. They've been watching the area.
Oh, well, that's wonderful. George here is a very good boy.
Yes, he is. Isn't that right, George? Yes, he's a good boy. And he starts to nuzzle me. I've had him for 13 years.
Oh, my.
He's been a great boy. Shall we?
We shall.
Mammal, Humphrey, nice to meet you. I didn't catch your name as he gestures towards you, Megan.
Malcolm,
nice to meet you.
Oh,
Malcolm.
Megan, I assure you, it's quite all right. He's
what
from
about?
the temple. No, it's all right, Megan. This is Strix. This is Megan.
Megan.
Baylor.
I'm Strix Undertree. I assure you, you're all in good hands. Kale, Megan, Humphrey, Mammal. The temple is actually currently mostly empty, but there are choice few of us still here. He says that with a smile. You can see there's some sadness to his face when he says the temple is empty.
How come it's empty?
Wait.
All the pilgrims have migrated. They've head north to Valentian.
Oh. Oh, right.
Hey, that fucks us. We've got fucking taters.
Oh.
A shite ton as well, like lights. They've not. We've brought too much, Humphrey. You've
They'll pay. Of course they'll pay for them.
All right.
Sure.
You don't mean entirely empty, do you, Strix?
No, it's Eloir, myself, and an elf named Sabra.
Is that all?
Yes.
Oh,
Like a pained smile.
How many is there usually?
well, quite a lot.
Hundreds at times.
We've
The Temple
bought
of Eldath is the main...
taters for 100 or so. That's enough to feed the whole temple for a week.
We could use the rations, I think.
It's gonna last 3 people like 100 years, but they're gonna go off.
Well,
That's a waste of taters, that. It's a waste.
We'll find a way. Mammal,
get
I swear.
excited.
I swear to you, Mammal. We'll find a way. I will convince Eloir. Of course, I know that you're expecting some kind of return. There's something that we can do. Surely.
They won't go to waste. The temple does not waste any of Eldeth's
Nobody's
gifts.
gonna eat that many taters though. You're a fucking burst.
How much is a potato worth?
Keep for quite some time.
Oh, these are different.
Yes.
These are glint potatoes. You know,
Mammal?
you just can't make wet potatoes without glint potatoes.
Yes, Mammal, how much are these potatoes usually
I don't
worth?
know. Humphrey's the tradesman. He's the one doing it. I'm just here as a little bit try and keep him on path, you know.
Yeah.
No, really, no.
Tradesman, he's the one doing the talking.
Humphrey, just so I could let Ellery know, how much per potato do you think?
Per potato. You never been to a market, boy? You don't buy one potato like, that's a copper for a potato. You buy it, it's based on weight.
Been to a market,
That
Mammal.
sack of potatoes weighs more than you.
There's no markets in the forest, Mammal. I survive off the land.
Try and
just
pick that up.
Big ass club on his back. 50 silver for the sack.
For the sack? 50 silver?
Oh, a sack. That's fucking. There's some fucking special taters
I'm
we
sure,
got.
I'm sure Ellery could work something out. Of course, 50 silver a sack. That's
He's thinking in booze.
50 silver a sack. Oh, I tell you what, I'm gonna start tater business. 50 silver a sack.
How many's in a sack, though?
Dunno, start counting, boy. Go on, start counting, wee man.
Caraway caramel canoe.
He said start counting, but we shouldn't.
one.
We should.
Come on.
Let's.
Strix grabs that kind of mounting stick that you had grabbed onto before, Mammal, and just kind of swings himself up on top of George.
You ride him?
Yes. He's
I tried that
about
as well.
half the size of George. This halfling ranger here. And they're adorned with I think a kind of simple-ish leathers. They don't look like they have any kind of banners on them. Doesn't look like he belongs to anything other than himself. And he kind of straddles the mastiff George and points up the road and says, "You can count the potatoes on the way. We can make our way." Ellery is waiting on any peacekeepers to come.
I just wanted a rough estimate. It's fine. I don't actually care.
You can't count.
I mean, I can count.
Well,
But I mean, if it's only 50 silver for an entire sack, they can't be that good.
Well, they go taters. They're the best taters you ever get.
I just had one. They're really starchy.
Plain sweat potatoes.
That's what taters
quite good.
is.
Yeah.
Oh.
You eat them raw.
You cook them wet.
no.
Cook them wet. You get them glint taters, wet taters.
Crock 'em wet. Yeah.
Aye.
Right, maybe we can work out those differences up at the temple here.
What's that? Work out the difference of what?
Of the counting of the... Never mind, Mammal.
No, I can't count now. Hey, I don't know.
Well, you don't have to, Mammal. Maybe Humphrey can count for you. That's
Why?
right.
Does it
No,
matter?
I
It's
can't
50
count.
silver for a
You
bag.
can't
Yes,
count how many
50
people's
silver,
there.
50 silver works perfectly
Everything's
fine. Here,
double people's here. He's seeing two.
pulls out a small little pouch from inside of his
He's seeing
pants and
three.
starts to count out a couple of coins. You hear the clinking as he's just sitting there on top of George.
What's happening?
Here.
What?
He kind of holds out some silver to you and Humphrey. Here, just settle it.
What? I take the coins. How much is it?
50 silver.
Why are you giving me 50 silver for?
For the potatoes, Mammal.
These are no yours to take. These are for a temple, not for you,
Buying them
traveler.
for the temple, Mammal.
Yous don't work for a temple. Yous is the traveling woodsman type. What's you doing anyway? What do you do?
Fine.
What is your
give me the
job?
silver back. Give me the silver back.
Well, what you gonna give me for it?
Well, I'm going to the temple. And he starts to turn
As soon as he
around.
turns around, I fucking elbow Humphrey like, yeah, I fucking just, I divide it.
He's just a walking Holly Jolly.
I fucking divide it in half because I can't count, and I just fucking hand him half, like 25 silver.
Shoves it right in his pocket.
fucking
It's just
25
happy
silver.
Humphrey.
You two walk along. Megan and Kale, you two fall in behind.
You fucking
Eyeballing each other.
Yeah, fuck you doing, man? You fucking gay, fucking trying to fucking what we're doing here. What's everyone meeting here for anyway? What's this place? It's like a tavern. Why is everyone meeting this bit of the road?
As you all walk up the road here,
Maybe don't tell him I've got like 4,000 gold in my pocket.
How many?
100. Oh, look, it's...
Did you say 4,000? Well, I am whispering.
Very loudly. Yes. What?
There's an awful lot of gold.
What? Of course it is.
Perhaps you should bury some of it.
Why? Why would you bury it?
Because, for one, it will be heavy, and two, what if someone takes it from you?
No one takes nothing from me. All right? It's the other way round. I should probably confess to something.
All right.
All right. Well, we're like mates and stuff, right?
This, essentially.
And then, you know, with Tal-Drew and then Cash, and I feel like we're kind of friends, and there's some sort of trust.
There, I hope.
I am a professional thief.
So you just steal from everyone?
Not everyone. I did steal
Professional-
from you once, but then I gave it back.
And you gave it back.
Yeah, because I kind of felt bad.
Right. And we're going to a temple.
I
Where you won't steal anything.
I won't steal from the temple.
Right, because Eldath will know.
Right.
I promise you.
I don't steal from my mates, like.
All right.
Okay?
All
But
right.
maybe
Then.
shh on the old professional.
All right, but perhaps you don't need to steal any more, seeing as you have 4,000 gold.
Well, I mean, what can you even get with 4,000 gold?
Well, I don't know. I haven't thought of it, but that's an awful lot.
Word gold has been mentioned a lot.
Just okay.
Oh,
If I see something I like, I could buy it this time instead of stealing it.
oh, that would be a better idea.
Right.
All right.
I mean, same thing. I stole the money and then I bought the thing. Same thing, but I don't steal from mates.
Oh, good then.
And I'll even forget that Tal-Drew owes me like 48 silver because I feel like he's paid that, you know, with deeds.
100 times over, I'm certain.
He did try to kill me a couple of times, though.
Well, can you blame him?
What are you saying?
Well, I mean, you were trying, and Kesh always had to chase you down, and now I know it's because you were trying to take things from people.
No, I wasn't.
Well, you should have just said as much.
Said what?
You were trying to take things from people.
I don't know.
Didn't take things.
Like, you know, when we go into, like, we went into that, like, it was like a dungeon, and there was stuff in there,
Right.
and then I had the stuff, and then the gods, they give me like 3 grand or something,
Well, they gave you 3,000.
and I got loads of gems. I don't even know what the fuck to do with gems. I got loads of them.
Well, they're worth quite a bit of money.
Yeah, probably.
They really are.
I've probably got about 10 grand's worth on me right now.
You could feed the poor with that. So many people in need.
I'm poor.
But you've just got through telling me you have 14,000 gold.
Oh, but it's in, you know, equity. It's not like free money.
No, it's in gold and gems. That is money.
Yeah, but I need it.
You just said you didn't know what to spend it on. You're not making any sense, and you could feed ever so many people.
I'm never gonna tell you anything again.
But think of it.
And I feel like the entire way to the temple, I'm telling him, I'm listing all the things he could do to help the poor with the money.
There's so many children without clothing or blankets in the winter. The temple is always in need of these things.
There's only 5 people who live there.
For now, but think of it, when they return, they'll have so many clothes and food and
But they've already got a sack of potatoes now.
medicine.
I'll buy the potatoes. I'll buy the potatoes.
Definitely buy the potatoes.
I will buy the potatoes. Here we go now. Before you think of anything else I should spend my money on.
I've thought of 1,000
Like
things.
a running tally, and then just imagine a ka-chink every
Yeah,
time.
it's like 1,000
Kale
things.
lists something off. The total goes
It's
down.
like this 10 grand above my head, and every time she mentioned something, it went down. And
Ding, ding, ding.
Until this moment, I wasn't bothered too much about the Megan and Kale ship. However, now they're acting like a married couple. and I don't know. Maybe I'm on board.
Yeah, I think that definitely passes on for a while. Humphrey and Mammal have their own conversations, while Strix is having his own conversation with George. Above you flies a kind of strange star-speckled owl that seems to fly directly above all of you as you continue on. And eventually, after a bit of travel, after winding through these forests, very familiar and maybe a solemn journey here for you, Kale, as you make your way back to the temple entrance, and hear the waterfalls crashing down among some rocks. There's a small bridge that leads into a very like faint, dark entrance. And I think as we come right up to the bridge here, that's where we take our break for today's episode. As you guys reach the temple, with the kind of roaring water crashing around you and drowning out Megan and Kale's argument. We're gonna take a real quick break. Thank you guys for thank you for playing. Thank you everyone for watching today. Don't forget to watch Brad's new show, Dying Order. It comes out tomorrow.
Tomorrow, episode 1.
It's either his face. Tomorrow is episode 1. It's 24 hours long. Please go watch it.
Correct.
We'll be right back.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Wrong trailer, hold on.
One sec.
The year is 2577 TC. We use the Thelmesian calendar. We always have, even after Thelmesia was destroyed. They say it was supposed to be a shield, a defensive measure against monsters, to bring Thelmesia into a new age, a utopia at the center of the world. Some time ago, we began weaving magic into our technology. We called it Arcani, but it was too strong. Weapons capable of atomizing entire cities. Shields that should have saved lives, but instead tore them away. They outlawed it, the world over. Most continents didn't even have it in the first place, but now no one does, supposedly. Some low-level Arcani remains. The Arcani engines that power the trains. Alexandria even has a few airships now. Seems the Arcani Inquisition let that one slip. Well, I managed to get a hold of one of those engines. Plugged it into something I found in the sunken ruins of Thelmesia. A few nuts and bolts here, a little alchemical touch there, and a simple cantrip to hold it all together. I'm a scientist. That's all. I just want to see what happens when I fire it up. Will it fall apart? Maybe. Will it reduce all of Lacrin to dust? Hopefully not. Will it punch through into the heavens themselves and take from the gods what they took from me? I fucking hope so.
When I was a girl, my father told me why they outlawed Arcani across the world. After Thelmesia was taken into the sea, it was said that Arcani was too powerful. But somewhere out there, someone created an Arcani weapon strong enough to strike at the gods themselves. The problem is, this time, they answered.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Did you all join our Discord on the break? I hope so.
Oh, yes.
So right before the break here, you've entered, or at least gotten to the entrance here of the Temple to Eldath. This large kind of structure. You can see a couple of spires and pieces of the building that stretch out above this waterfall a little bit, but it's dominated by these two large waterfalls that pour down. And in the middle, much like the symbol that you're very familiar with, Kale, is a large kind of rocky doorway.
Oh, me old door.
As you all kind of reach the bridge, I assume, would you guys just continue walking inside, or would you stop for a minute, or?
I mean, I might pause.
Kale.
Yeah. There's like a small looking spot as well.
I might pause to take it all in once again, but it would be pretty brief, and I don't think I would say anything.
Roll me a perception check real quick while you do.
Okay.
There's a moment here. Maybe you just like catch the water. Your eye catches the water as it's falling down.
13.
Okay, it's quite a dizzying height. You can see down to these rapids and like a small lake that forms, and then another waterfall takes it somewhere that you can't quite see. You just take in the sights, continue on walking. Strix leads on his Mastiff, George. By now, as he's starting to enter into the entrance here, his pet owl, you see this owl kind of fly out of nowhere. An owl that seems to be speckled with stars. Its fur and its coat, with each movement, it's got these small white dots on it that look like a mass of stars maybe moving around in the night sky. It flies and perches behind Strix on the Mastiff and kind of turns its head and gives a woo to all of you as Strix disappears into the cave here. Sorry. You all following in?
Yep.
No?
Yep.
So, Kale, you would this would be quite a familiar walk here. The pathway takes you up this winding staircase that curves to the right and then bends off to the left. There's a small sitting area, maybe a small shrine somewhere in the middle of that, right before the turn. It's just all these familiar memories maybe pouring back. You can hear the crashing of the waterfalls outside, a soothing noise maybe to be reminded of some constants amidst the day. Strix leads you. Jeez, man, everyone's interrupted me tonight. Strix leads you up these stairs, across another larger, wider bridge, and seems to stretch across a relatively still pool of water, and further into a larger door into the temple. As he leads you in, he begins to tell you as you walk into this kind of this actual entrance into the temple. Strix starts to tell all of you, Kaylee's kind of just halfway through a thought even. He says, and they made the pilgrimage up north. It's been under attack now for a slight while from the Burning Thorns, so I've had Stardust keeping eye, and we've had George, Pat's George.
That's why they fled.
Yes, the Burning Thorns have...
The Burning Thorns.
They've been crawling all over this area. We've seen them up in the mountains. They've so far found no successful way into the temple through the waterfalls. Of course, them being too dangerous to go down. They've made quite a few stops on our front doorstep, but we've had to drive them out. But as far as Ellerir's told me, who we'll probably speak to soon, he sent them out north to Valentine to seek aid. It's much safer up there, even though the city hasn't arisen above the ocean in quite a long time. At least they can seek to mend the relationship between the people of this land and the merfolk of the north through our deeds and duties of delivering these merfolk to their pilgrimage.
Right.
Their promised place. So he's sent a select few up north. Most of the entire temple has gone with him. And he's put out a call. There's kind of words echoing throughout the temple here. He's put out a call to all of those that follow the peacekeepers and seek to stop whatever's happening in the woods. Stop the matron's rot. He continues on.
You speak of the rot?
Yes. Have you seen the crystals in the forest?
Yeah, of course we have seen the crystals.
Humphrey, you, Mammal, have the crystals reached glint at all? The large, towering red crystals?
Have they? I assume.
No, not as far as you've all seen.
Was puzzling look at that point.
Yeah. Maybe you've heard of maybe the word matron's rot. Maybe rings a bell, but he takes your blank faces back as, okay, I'll take that as a no.
Nope.
Well, they've encroached, and we're trying to figure out how to deal with it. Ellerir may have found a solution.
A solution?
We require, yes, a solution. There are crystals within, one far down beneath the earth, and one somewhere that Ellerir says he can feel out further into the forest. He kind of motions generally back where you've come from.
He can feel it.
Something. I'm not sure.
Oh.
All I know is these crystals are wrong. They're unnatural.
Very much.
Some kind of curse.
Can you just break them?
Hey, just chop them down. You gotta get the rot, you know, get the ones that are infected, take them trees, take them there, burn that little patch. Make sure you're
beating them with the club.
It's really not that easy.
Just scratches his back with the club.
Gotta get that there, get him done.
Get them there, club.
Why don't you take that club?
Permission for him to sound like that from now on, please. Thank you.
I can do that.
What he said.
So he's been leading you through these kind of old looking hallways. Kale, as you're walking through the Temple of Eldath, you're on the first floor. And as you look around, you can see a familiar room that he's taken you to, with a large fountain in the middle, pillars surrounding it, and a large clearing where often people would pray. You know, directly underneath this fountain in the temple is an actual shrine to Eldath, said to be the shrine to Eldath. But for now, you're on the first floor. We're north is the cardinal north here on the map, and off to your east and west, the entrances slash like hallways that seem to lead out further into other bits of the temple, they seem damaged, worn down more than usual, less kept. And the temple seems to be in a state of disarray. Strix and just use the Mastiff to mark George there. Strix kind of settles in and sits down on the fountain, the water kind of bubbling and pooling in a still fashion, but it still kind of ripples out to the edge. Wherever the excess water seems to go, it's not known. But he sits down and he begins to look around and says, "Well, welcome home, Kale."
Thank you, Strix.
This is your house. I'm like real close. I like get up, like put an arm around her. Are you taller than me? You must be, right? How tall are you?
Yeah, 5'6", I think.
Oh, you're way tall. I like put an arm, like a hand over up on your back, and like lean against you a little. Oh, it's your house, is it?
Not my house exactly, but I did grow up here.
Oh, is that right? You look about 13.
Oh, well, I'm a good deal older than 13.
Is that right? How old?
I'm 20 and 7.
That's not that old.
Well,
You're 13. I was right.
I'm half elf.
You're 207.
Oh, right.
Oh wait, 207.
No, 20 and 7.
20 and 7. Who's that then? I look at Strix.
27, Mammal. That's 27.
Oh, it's 27.
27.
Oh, yes. I don't understand what you're saying. I thought you was making me do a little working out, you know. Sure, you're working. I can't do that. Oh, I can't do that. My old brain's starting to, you know, fall out my ears.
Well, you can learn to count. A very good friend of mine did. And he was not good at it at first.
I know I can't count. No, I can count some.
Right. Well, this is not my home anymore. But I did grow up here, and I mean to protect it. It's a very important place. You see, it's a temple to the goddess Eldath.
Hey.
Strix is like nodding along.
What about Kesh?
Right, we'll have to speak to Eloria, although it does sound as if there won't be anyone here to help.
Strix speaks of Kesh? I know that name. Eloria spoke of him.
He did?
Is he coming?
Oh no, he can't. You see, a basilisk turned him to stone.
Oh my.
Half a day from here, we thought to seek aid for him.
I tried to pick him up, but I think I broke his toe.
Yeah. Wow, that's terrible.
No, it's done in that. No, it's done in.
That's absolutely terrible. Basilisk, did you come through the mountains then?
Well,
The tail of the world.
I suppose.
To the mountain range to our east, the one that we're a part of, yes. I avoided myself.
Well, we
Very
would
brave
have
of you
done,
all to come through.
except the burning thorns drove us
Right.
there and thither until we were forced.
Do you know why? What? Did you just run into them? Have they been harassing other parts of the land? We're not sure.
Well, if you're to know the truth, they seem to be after me for some reason.
Hey, what you
do you mean?
done?
I haven't done anything.
But you might have.
Well, Megan, what could I have possibly done?
I feel like my voice gets like magically high when I get that.
Only the dog responds at one
Yeah.
level.
Oh, my dog heard that.
She goes in like,
Look, I don't know what. I heard some of them talking. Is this guy? He's all right, yeah, Kale? Is he all right?
Oh, Strix, if he's all right with Ellery, he's all right with me, and he is of the temple.
Is that just a long way of saying yes?
Yes, he's all right.
That's a cleric's yes.
All right, so I think that Kale is the daughter of the queen, and the queen wants to kill her. Like she tried to before when she threw it into the river, but it didn't work because now she's, like
none
a
of
god
that
or
is
something.
certain.
You just not have a queen in a temple. Why just needed queen like on here, like, and that's like what
Wait,
kind of
the
monarchy
queen?
you need?
Like the Queen of Othrandi has a. There's no way the Queen of Othrandi could have a child. The Queen of Othrandi is a teenager.
You're the fucking queen of Othrandis. You've been living in here and that's shit fast.
Well, it's
You
not.
should be holding court and banquets and doing wee little dances and that. I grab Humphrey and just start dancing around with him. Just be doing little dances and you wee little dresses and that. You're wandering around with us here, Scrabble. Look at him. Look at him.
The queen didn't want her.
Strix, you've said it's not possible I'm her daughter.
Yes, the Queen of
Oh,
Queen Hyphexian. She's 14.
well, then
She's
I can't be.
Oh yeah, there's no way, man. She said she's 20 and 7. That means that's 27, man. You'd have to be like 4 years old.
That's impossible.
Having a
possible.
wee
They have the
bairn at
wrong
4 years
person.
old's about.
You hear a set of footsteps starting to come down the hallway, maybe from your right, Kale, and in walks I think a tall, slender, elven figure that you recognize as Ellery Galliman. He seems to be in a little bit of shock seeing your face, and he's just kind of hanging there, his mouth like maybe a little bit agape. Looks quite frail in his old years. You've known him since you were here, and everyone that's been born here has pretty much known him. And he said, Gale, is that you?
And I run over to him.
Yeah.
Is that the king?
Gale,
King?
it's good to see you. I am not a king. Who may you
It's
be?
on one knee.
I also like get down on one knee, like one arm behind my back.
I am.
Your Highness, we're here
You
to
may-
drop off some tatties, some taters out there, look.
Right. You may rise. Looks at Strix. I assure you, I am not a king, my friends. I am the
Oh,
keeper
you're
of this
not a
temple.
dad. You look like a dad. I thought you was a dad. You look like the same.
No, she's like adopted.
Oh, she's
Caleb, you
adopted by you
want-
or no? Or by the queen?
We did adopt her, yes.
So you
Although a
are...
queen. You are not the queen's daughter, Kale.
I'm not then.
No.
Of course I'm not. But does she think I am? And is she after me?
I do not think so.
Oh,
I think he sits down like next to Strix, and he looks stressed, like weary, and as if he like kind of gives into himself. He's
I'll sit with him.
yeah. He kind of puts an arm around her. He says, I think that there's another queen, perhaps
oh,
somewhere within the forest, somewhere within the Fade. something.
Oh,
I think
They didn't specify which queen. I just assumed a queen's a queen. Like,
and you he just
Ellery.
holds up his hand.
This is Megan the Baylor, and these nice dwarves here. Well, this is Mammal, and
Mammal.
that's
Mammal, nice to meet you.
Son of
Humphrey.
Heimdall.
I am son of Heimdall.
Aye, from Glint, that said.
I knew a Heimdall from Glint.
Hey, you know my daughter.
I met a man named Glint, a dwarven fellow, a young one, many
Isn't there a
years
man
ago.
named Glint? He's half cut as well, Humphrey. He's on having a wee drink.
Was it
He's
a
look
man named
knackered,
Glint?
man.
It was a man from Glint named
He's like-
Heimdall.
He's like a little done in, man. He's a little tired, is it? You
all
look
right,
pure
before
Nick.
this turns into a stupid limerick, can we get on with the queen stuff?
I
Right.
don't know. I'm not that good at
Megan.
poems, though. I can give it a wee try if you'd like. You
No,
say
I'm good.
one.
Nah, I'm alright.
You look pure
now,
done in, like. Nah, yeah, me wee dad's gone fucking missing a long time ago. Me's taking up his job. Don't worry about it, man. You won't be seeing him, like.
You got like a sock in your mouth or something.
His
Well, he
trip,
said
you
that
know,
his
he's gone on a wee
dad
trip.
has gone missing quite some time ago,
Oh,
and he's
long time
taken
ago,
over for
man.
him.
Yeah, a long time ago, man. He ain't come back. Oh, it's a long time ago, man. I'm 222 years old, man. He's gone. He's long gone, man. He ain't come back.
It was longer that I met him, so I'm afraid I could be of no help myself.
Right, yeah, no, he's a wee bit.
I do recognize the name.
Aye, Heimdall, yeah, probably, yeah. People know his name. He used to do his trip as well. Probably drop off tatties, you know, like Humphrey, like.
Yes.
Oh,
Does anyone want to take her, like, yeah? Hold
oh
on.
no, I'm
I
quite old.
still haven't-
Ellery holds up his hand. I'll have.
I throw one at it.
Catches it.
Throw one at Humphrey. Throw one at Strix.
Actually, you shouldn't go ahead and right into his mouth.
Yeah, like a fucking like Shamu. And then I'll start eating and I'll shut the fuck up as well. I'll probably sit down somewhere. I'm pure done in as well, man. Nice long walk. I sit down.
Takes another bite. Chews it for a moment. Stares at you, Megan. Ellery. This tall elf. He's about like almost 7 feet tall. And very lithe, like a very wiry frame. As he kind of gestures towards you and just sits and listens to all of you. Doesn't try to interrupt you too much. He just sits and listens. And when you die down the conversation, he says, "Megan, was it?
Yeah.
Where did you hear of this queen? Please tell me."
Well, I was trying to catch up with Kale and Tal-Drew, and
Tal-Drew's here?
No, he did not make it.
I turned to stone, man. You just have to go pick him up.
That was Cash.
Alright, yeah, that's right. You said that was
Cash is here
Jay.
as well? Hold on, slow down and explain to me, child. What?
Cash was turned to stone by a basilisk, and Tal-Drew died.
He just kind of puts a hand on you. I'm sorry, Kale. May our death be with him.
May all death be with him.
May she guide him.
May she guide him.
and also with you.
And what of Cash? You spoke of him. I have a letter waiting for him.
A letter? You see, Ellery, he is perhaps still alive, although turned to stone.
Petrified.
Petrified, precisely.
By a basilisk.
By a basilisk, then of course you couldn't restore him.
No,
I'm
we were
so
unable.
sorry, Kale.
But perhaps there is still hope for Cash.
I have put out a call. I've called for
For aid.
yes, many others like Cash, like
Right.
Strix, like myself. The peacekeepers should hear the call. Emotions at Strix and Strix. I did. Then hopefully they shall answer. There is a cleric, Janine, that we are expecting. I cannot abandon the post here, Kale. I must wait for all surviving members of the Peacekeepers to arrive, but
I understand, of course.
Janine might help you. I've been expecting her. I'm not sure where she is either. Did you see burning thorns on the trail? Is that you?
That's where I heard it from.
What?
I was kind of following them, like what I do.
And they spoke of the Queen.
Yeah, but they just said the Queen. I thought they meant the Queen.
Hmm.
And
They can also talk to birds. Is that important? Am I still talking?
Which birds?
the white ravens.
You see his eyes like kind of go wide at that. He says, I've seen those.
Well, they're spies. All of them. For the burning thorns.
Spies?
And apparently, they said that I am the daughter of the Queen, and she means to kill me. And so they're
What?
after me.
That is... You've been busy, Kale. How have you angered anyone in any way, sir? Could Tal-Drew have angered anyone in any way before?
Not that I'm aware of. I have not angered anyone, and Tal-Drew certainly didn't anger anyone.
Have you met Tal-Drew?
Well, he
Yes.
You know, I mean, he's, you know...
well, they were not after Tal-Drew.
They were after you.
Definitely said the Queen. And they said that's her daughter. And she wants her dead. And if she was abandoned in like a river, I mean, isn't that like the normal? I've never gotten rid of a baby before, but don't they just throw them in rivers so they drown and that?
Aye.
Yeah, Ellery, he just looks like he's listening, like he's taking it all in, looks pensive.
Right bastards, you know, silver spoon in mouth, they'll throw a baby in the river, that's all they'll do. They're well fucking right bunch of fucking dunderheads, a lot of them.
What?
Hey.
Kale, when we found you, you were in a basket or something. It had been made magically, and it had been made of the fade wood that's found further in the west. I'm not sure, there were no royal markings, there was nothing of Queen Ephexian. And he looks over at Strix for a moment, and Strix is like shaking his head, like, no. And he's, she's much too young. We don't have another queen.
Then who might they have been speaking of?
I do not know. Perhaps the other Peacekeeper members will know when they arrive. I can ask them, and I can send out more.
What's your queen look like?
Queen.
What's she look like? She bonny lash like that? Oh no. Same hair? What?
No, the queen is a teenager with auburn hair and is very loved by her people.
Right, who come before that though? She's 14 and she's 27, and that means that who was before that though? Because she'd have been thrown in the lake or whatever. Like
her father was her father sent the queen as an emissary to our land to oversee Othrondi.
Who's the father? What she look like?
I don't think I've ever seen him.
Yeah, but is she?
He's
loved?
continents away.
Is she loved or is she loved? You know?
Is she an elf? What about
Yes.
Da is an elf.
I would assume so, yes.
What about Ma?
An elf.
Right.
Also
She's half human.
Oh, right.
Bastard
They're also
Ben.
working with someone called Rats as well.
You don't want to work with rats, man. They're too quick. They're clever.
What was that about rats?
Rats, you know who Rats is? He's like basically like a
Crime boss.
Yeah, I used to know him. I used to know him.
You see his eyebrow raise at that, like a one eyebrow raise.
It's like a passing thing.
I'm surprised that you're alive.
Yeah. Well, from what I can tell. tell is the Burning Thorns are gonna take or wanna take Kale to some queen. There is a queen that exists that has paid rats to find Kale and or kill her.
Yeah, baby. We burn queen. Ween queen.
Well, we don't know. The Queen Hevexian is not a baby, but is 14. But this other queen...
There must be
she's
another
a queen.
one.
No, it's the same
I
queen.
was listening.
It's
They
the
weren't
same
like-
queen. That's why I is. She's a little bastard burn. She's been
I
all
don't think so.
Dies looking a bit red face, you know. I was looking a little bit like he's made a little wee mistake, you know. Been down tavern, had a little wee baby.
I don't think
Put little
it's as
baby in the
simple as
lake.
that,
You
Mammal.
know, don't want to fuck.
I don't
It's
think
pretty
it's as
simple.
simple as
Timeline
that.
works out. I've worked it out. I have.
And do you know where Kale should go next?
I'll put 50
Find
silver
her
on
mother?
that. I don't know where she fit. Where from?
Here.
27.
Right.
Hey.
Can you remember anything before you came here, Kale?
Yes. One thing. I remember being in the river, and I remember there was a unicorn, and it walked toward me. It was looking at me, and then suddenly I was lifted out of the water, and the unicorn turned and fled.
Aye, head's mince, man. She head's gone. It's gone now.
Which is a
Humphrey
different
just
story.
takes the
I mean,
flask out and goes.
She is pissed though. She been drinking the Humphrey's moonshine. She's pissed,
I'm
man.
the
She
one that
making.
took her out. I
But a sip, and my head is not minced.
minced,
I'm
mate.
merely grieving.
Aye.
All right, it's a little.
Did you drink dwarf ale?
Well, it's not ale. That much I can tell you.
That's what they call it, but it don't. Next time.
Not ale.
It's like I don't know.
Fire.
Yeah, exactly. Liquid fire.
Right.
Don't drink that.
Not again.
Eat a potato, that'll get it. You need something in. Eat a potato.
I haven't the stomach for a raw potato.
Just bite the potato. Just have a bite, and it'll soak up all that starch. It'll soak it all up.
I'm covering my mouth like I'm gonna.
Oh,
why don't
Get her
you
face,
all
man.
rest? You
Get her
should.
face.
You should rest. You look worse for wear. You look
Could certainly use
beaten.
to rest.
I ding a coin at Humphrey. A silver piece. Ping. Calling it new. Calling it new. She's that Baron Queen. Likes her big size. She wants her dead. Claim. Right? That's what they do. Like claims and all that. Like, you know, like claim to the.
Don't think the Queen Hyphaxon has a sister. She was.
I know,
if she
no.
did, she would be far.
Yeah, like put in a
Another.
little fucking little boxy. Sent down the lake. In a box.
Yeah,
Right.
mate.
Aye. Little bastard Baron.
Mm.
I should also probably point out that the Queen, whoever that is, always seems to know where Kale is.
Well, they were using the white ravens.
I
And
think that's just for talking, though.
oh,
Yes. Describe these white ravens. There's one
Well,
up in the roost
we have-
right now.
what?
Yes.
Well, I mean,
Kill it! Kill it!
kill it.
It's up in the orrery. Don't. He kind of like motions further up the temple. I think Kale, you would know the orrery of the temple is way far up on the mountain. He kind of like he gives a befuddled look, like I can't just walk there right now. But he's don't. It's not here.
Well,
Curious creature.
wherever they are, the burning thorns have ice.
Interesting.
Can you check if she's got a spell? Tal-Drew tried, but couldn't see nothing.
Do you mean some kind of is she being scryed on,
Right.
or
We
something
I don't
kind of
know.
enchantment?
we thought of that, but we
Magic
were unable.
looking? Does that mean magic looking?
It does.
Yeah, then that one.
I can look. He's right next to you, so he kind of turns to regale you, arm still around you, and just begins to look you over. You can maybe feel a slight pull from him, as if he was like pulling you closer to him himself, whatever magic he's using, as if it was pulling you in. And he looks you over, and I can. There's some magic in these gloves. Could it be the gloves? Your amulet?
Could be. I'll take them off.
And I'll take off the gloves and amulet.
The amulet that you wear, given to you by Eldath, he points to it. He says, "This as well. There's some magic on that."
Right.
I think you see me sag a little bit, like my shoulders slump when I take it off. But I will set it on the stone between us.
Okay.
Well, she got the gloves after. I don't know about this thing though.
He kind of like eyes the amulet for a minute, and he sees. I think you can tell that he sees something, Kale, as you do that, and just kind of makes a mental note of it. Maybe doesn't bring anything up, and he begins to again look you over, and I don't. If there was anything on her that would be too high of a level spell for a cleric like I to find, or there simply isn't. His eyes kind of shoot down to the amulet again.
What about the amulet? You see, Eldath herself gave that to me, and...
What do you mean, Eldath herself?
Well, Eldath appeared to me, and spoke to me, and gifted me that amulet, and took mine.
Your face, man. Look at that. See what I say? Head's mince, man. Oh, head's mince, man. Your bum's out the window, man.
Start nudging him. Just.
My bum's out the window, my head's gone. Head's gone.
While you two are talking, he looks over at Strix, and then looks back at you, Kale, and kind of he just shakes his head in almost in disbelief. He's just, are you sure it was Eldath?
Well, I did think it was. You do not?
I do not doubt, child. I have never been visited by Eldath in the 500 years of service that I've given. That is a lucky blessing. Indeed.
Perhaps I have been a fool.
Hang on. Before you met her, though, you were like dying. You was like all skinny, and you couldn't even walk for very long without puffing out on her.
Well, I did have an overwhelming sense of peace, and I really thought it was Eldath. Do you sense any malice in the amulet?
I do not sense any malice, no. It is so hard to believe that Eldath herself greeted you. You'll have to tell me the story sometime, and
I will.
I think he like goes to touch the amulet and then doesn't, and I trust that if it helps you, Kale, then it helps you. If it was given by who you think Eldath may be, then what do I know?
It has helped. Very much.
And with that, I put it back on. You just kind of see my shoulders perk up a little bit.
Before you put it back on, you could feel the pull from his magic there. As you've taken it off, and you can feel that disease or sickness or whatever it is that you're afflicted with settling back in, almost like it's been concentrated up here at the amulet, and like a poison is seeping back out across. You feel your chest start to get heavy, but you do feel another pull, a tug.
As he's trying to scan would not be a great word. As he's searching, and I feel that.
Yeah, I think noticeably without the amulet, you feel it. It's pulling you in a southwestern direction.
I would say to him,
I felt something just then. What were you doing?
Nothing.
Did you feel it?
No, my child.
When you were searching, I felt a pull.
You may feel it from me sometimes. The very air around you changes when you use magic, and I've been using magic a long time, thank you.
No, I felt a pull.
And I'll point to the southwest.
From that direction.
She points to like a wall for all of you. He kind of looks over it.
Hey, pure man's mine.
He looks at Stardust for a second, or at Strix, and says, "Strix, I have an idea. Can you send out Stardust?" And he said, "Yeah, of course. What's she looking for?" Find the spot where Kale was found. Looking at Stardust as he says this, and show me which direction it is. And the owl lets out like a quick hoot, and then just flies out. You can see the wings kind of awkwardly unfurling in this space. There's a moment where it gets to the entrance and it has to do a hop, and then it takes off again, and you can hear it flap its wings once before it disappears. And he says, I am not sure, but that is the direction we found you coming from.
Yeah, that's very odd.
It could be. Is there any other pull that you may have felt? Perhaps if it was from below, kind of looks down at the floor, maybe insinuating the shrine underneath. But there's nothing in the walls, my child. I do not know what pull you felt, but I felt no such tug.
That is interesting.
So, what's over that way? Anything?
It's the way that you've come from, I'd assume. The way that Kale was found.
That's very odd.
Kale, what river we went to? That was the river you were found in, eh?
The very spot, actually.
And he kind of raises his hand up, and it is in that direction. Southwest.
Maybe after a rest, you should go and you could have a look.
Yes.
You should all rest.
After a rest.
Can anyone cook potatoes?
Humphrey's arm just goes right up.
You can do that, man. He's pretty good at that, man. You can do
I'm
that.
throwing my potato with a bite mark in it.
Good set.
Catches it. Looks at the other end, bites the other end. Just. All right.
Cook it, don't eat. All right. Okay. Just cook it. All right.
Ellerir stands up. Says, Megan, you need to learn of the dwarves of Blint and their famous wet potatoes.
I make contact with them and just grab and eat it again.
It's an ancient recipe, man. That is glunch with wet potatoes.
Ancient recipe, yes.
Wet potatoes.
Hey.
Are they cooked?
Hey, of course they're cooked. What, are you gonna drink it raw?
We eat a raw potato.
What? Aye, you can eat a potato raw. Why are you not eating
No,
potatoes
it's
raw?
fucking horrible.
Come on, now that's so expensive. That's 50 silvers worth of potato you've been munching on.
But a bag costs 50 silver.
Aye.
Ellerir interrupts. I am going to go and check the orrery.
Before
you rest.
No. What are you doing about this here, that there raw?
I'll have more answers tomorrow, I think.
You got a plan for it, guys?
I have a plan. I have the workings of a plan. He's like leaning against a pillar, almost. It seems like he's like eager to leave the room. I found a crystal of great size down in the sub basement and then cavern area below the temple. There's a path that reaches out, again, somewhat southwest. There's a path that reaches out southwest, and somewhere there is a large crystal, and I can feel a larger crystal somewhere out in the forest. They are not crystals. They seem to be lives. Life itself. And I do not have a plan past that. I thought of destroying them.
What the fuck did you just say?
What's he talking about, man? He's his mates too. What's
Shit,
going
the
on, yes,
crystals
man?
are
You,
alive.
your face,
Oh,
man. You've been drinking the moonshine.
The matron's rot creates sickly large red crystals from the corpses of those that it takes. These crystals, I think, are manifestations of their lives.
So you just got to smash up that crystal. Me, Humphrey, do that for you, man. You ain't having no rope
Just
coming in.
pulls out the club and just.
I said, my boy, look at him, look, man. Let me tell you something. You think your head's means? Look at his head. He'll walk up tiny crystal and hit it, man. That's what you guys do.
I would have done
Make sure you
something
do
already,
that
but
before it gets to glint, man. They ain't having no fucking crystals. Mashing up my boy, my wee bairn.
I have reservations about the crystals, so I will not touch them.
I look at his head, man. Look at him. You touch it.
If we can discuss it further in the morning.
Yeah, wee boy, him on. I.
What? He points at you, Megan. Yes. Yes.
Look at him, man. He's crab at him. Send him, man. Send him, man. Don't, like.
Tell you, get some rest. I will go and deal with this white raven in the orrery. Verify if it truly is a white raven of the burning thorns. And in the morning, when the other peacekeepers arrive, we will find some kind of plan and figure out how to get rid of the matron's rot permanently.
Yeah, you best do that, man. Don't be getting glint, man.
Well, it will, so you know. It will get glint.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. Humphrey down, you'll smash up the crystal. Go on, just send him now. Where is it? Take us down now. I'll send him in now, man.
You shouldn't travel alone, and you have no idea what the crystal could be. We're talking...
It's a crystal.
At least 3 times your size.
Yeah, what's the crystal, man? That's like a bit of glass, like. You can smash a bit of glass, man.
What happens if you break the container and the energy life force inside comes spilling out in a...
No, man, that's your plan. Your plan was to hit it and smash it up, man. That's gonna fix it.
That's why I haven't done it already, is I'm...
So you've got no plan, man. You just know about a crystal in the woods, man.
You fucking waiting.
Yes, I have no plan other than to get the peacekeepers here and have somebody come up with a better idea than to break down the crystal that...
Sit and wait. Sit and wait.
No, you sit and wait, man. You can sit and wait for that little rot to come over
They
and
can be in trouble.
take you by rain. No.
Get some rest and I will show you where the crystal is. And he starts to like walk out of the room, kind of defeated, his shoulders slump a little bit.
Is he going to the ovary? He's not going to the ovary.
He's going to the ovary.
He said he is going to the orrery. He's
I
still
don't
just
trust
walking
that
away.
motherfucker, and I'm gonna follow him.
Okay.
Here's your back, man. That's it. How was he going?
Well, he's going up to see about the white raven.
Alright, I gotta go to the toilet. I'll be right back.
No, I was like that, but...
Bricks is
That
kind
brought
of
mine.
down the same hallway that Elarir went, but if you take a right, the part of the temple has been eroded away and leaves the waterfall. You can relieve yourself into the waters.
Hey, good, man. What's am I going to do about that strikes, man?
But it's a place to relieve yourself.
Well, the rot, man. I didn't know it was in the faded woods all the way over, and I'm...
Asking about the rot. What are we going to do? I don't think we have a plan yet.
Oh, we got a plan. Look at him. Look at that. Crazy eyes over there. He's got a big stick.
Well, I think what Alaria was trying to say is that if you crack one of the crystals, he suspects that a great volume of energy might emerge, and you would just be consumed by it, thereby having done no good at all.
Right.
So what, you just sit there until this here disease comes all the way over to Glint, takes
Not
my
at
wee
all.
Rain,
We do
takes my
not
wee
mean-
Angelina, my boy.
We do not mean to let it spread any further than we can help, but we have to have a solid plan in place, and
Humphrey just takes his club, like slams it to the floor.
Look at that, man. His brain's not solid, but his arms is.
and you can't always beat energy. Sometimes you have to contain it.
Yeah, well, he
Listen.
doesn't seem like he's got much of a plan, man. That one up there's buckled, man. Look at his face. He's sitting there barely able to sit up straight, man. He looked like he was a bit of fall over, man.
The dog kind of lets out a if it stops all of you, Strix is kind of sitting there. Thank you. If Mammal,
Hey?
we'll go and find these crystals, but I can assure you they will take Glint. They'll take the entire forest. They're harder. I've tried to smack one. And he like kind of motions to maybe a small sword on his hip. And George has given it all he's got to move one, but they rise out of the dead, out of the corpses, out of what once was a rabbit is now a foot-tall crystal. And they feel wrong. They don't feel like they should be broken.
Hey, what's that about then?
I don't know, but I couldn't break it, and I don't know if I would have wanted to. Now that I know about it, what would have come out?
Nobody's tried breaking it, man. You're all sitting here like, we've seen lots of crystals, not broken one.
Oh,
I've tried to, Mammal, but it didn't break.
Hey, but what about big man there? Look at him, man. Look at the size of him. Look at him, man. The brick shit house, man. Look at the size of his arms.
He starts fucking. Humphrey starts flexing a little bit. You can kind of tell he's kind of swelling a little bit.
Big man there looks Trixie, man. Uses healthy, but he's fucking giant, man. Look at the fucking size of him, man. Testosterone, man.
Right, then maybe find the glade and look at the giant crown of crystals that Ellerir has described and go figure out what to do with it. But I'm telling you, Mammal, these might not be the best things to smack.
Yeah, man, keep your head, man. Keep your head, man. You're going crazy over there, man. You know, you're gonna cry like the wee Bonnie Lass here, man. They're so queen, man. Just saying, I just want to go, you know.
Right,
get her done, you know.
Fine, then wait for these two to rest and you take them.
Take
and
what?
You go and bash the crystal. Them, pointing to Megan and Kale.
Hey, you don't take wee Bonnie Lass queen down to that crystal. No, we send him in. Send in the bomb squad. Look at the size of him, man. Expendable. Go and send him in.
But fine.
What do you think? I was going down there.
Just rest.
You think I was going down?
Just
what am I
sleep.
gonna do? Look at that. I'm pretty strong. Not strong as him. Send him in.
Starts like
We
fucking.
lock the fucking door, man. We lock the door. Send him in.
Right. He's large. Yes, he's quite big now.
Hey, if he can't smash, it can't be smashed.
You got point.
Try plan B. Get one of your wee little clerics. You know, suck it up, sponge it up. Get a little dish rag, little magical dish rag, sponge out the energy. Oh, how it works.
Speech
They're
fine.
all waiting for more clerics.
He said clerics, but the peacekeepers they could be anybody. Ellerir is one. I'm one.
Janine, he mentioned.
Janine.
Is a cleric. Yes.
We have no idea where she is. Stardust hasn't found anybody in the forest so far, and the burning thorns seem to be dominating the southern reaches of the Faded Woods. So he's kind of like shrugs his shoulders, and just. They could be here tomorrow. They could be here now. I suggest you rest. Please. This is safe. We'll keep watch.
All right.
Club goes back on the back. Just.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll be just outside, on the bridge, waiting for Stardust. Okay? If you need me, come and find me. Don't get into any trouble around here. He like looks at Mammal and Humphrey as he kind of looks around and says that and walks out and begins to walk away.
Trouble in my life, man. What do you think I am?
What the fuck does
I'm
that mean?
so fucking madhead like him.
Fucking.
If you'd like to cook some potatoes, I can show you to the kitchens and to a bed as well.
Hey Humphrey, go on mine. There you go, mine. Do that sound like whipped potatoes for your boy. I point at Megan. Oh, he's going.
So Humphrey, are you cooking potatoes? Is that the general?
That whole episode.
Can we clarify that he's
All
going
of
to be
that lore.
cooking potatoes?
So
Humphrey, I'm going to assume you guys are setting up camp. Yeah, I just want to know how. Like, what are you doing to rest here?
I have another sack. That's a pillow, and I'm laying on it.
Okay.
I'm gonna seek out a bed because I would know where there would be.
Yeah. Okay.
Things. I might wait for some of those potatoes if it seems like they're forthcoming.
He's going to. He's relatively like decent at threat mode.
Give me a survival check.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go with that.
Give me a survival check. They seem to be going along.
Are you still telling me you didn't pick up the cooking tools proficiency?
Oh no.
I'm so upset with you right now.
Oh, but he can brew a fucking beer though. And these are all gonna be extremely strong, like they will reek of alcohol.
Can you make the potato? Sure. There's like an alchemist set up, and there's moonshine at the end of the 8 hours, not food.
It's in a pint.
So the potatoes seem promising. Maybe you'd stick around for a minute.
Yeah, I think even Kale, who has little appetite, is probably pretty hungry at this point.
Yeah, there's a smell of something cooking. You're not sure what it is, but there's water burning. Like you can smell it boiling, and another smell mixed in there. So it shows promise. I think maybe the three of you begin to rest and begin your night here. It's coming on about 6 p.m. for you guys. As Megan, you follow Ellerir. Now as you turn this corner, you can see the hallway's quite long, and Ellerir is still walking. Like he's kind of taking his time. Might just be old, and there might not be like a safe spot. You don't have to wait a minute in the hallway. Now, are you going immediately to go off the bathroom and feign your disguise here, or are you just going to continue following him down the hallway?
No, I'm obviously being sneaky, but I have no idea where the ovaries are, so I'm gonna follow him.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a general stealth check here.
Is it the aviary? Is that bird
orrery.
thing? The orrery. Okay. You can see my confusion.
How do I always lose my D20? There we go. Roll me a stealth check. I swear to God, the cats take them, man.
Oh God. Where's my character sheet? I found it, don't worry. Boom. 21.
21. Okay, so you go relatively undetected here as he's walking among the hallways. Maybe you're kind of ducking and dodging in between a couple of small like hiding spots that you make them out to be at least. Just dodging in between a couple of things. He seems to take a slow ascent up these stairs. Maybe you wait until you hear the footsteps carry on above, and then you start to make the journey up these stairs yourself. They're rough, made out of stone, and they seem to be quite dirtied. Maybe in the absence of anyone taking care of the temple. You hear his footsteps start to like drone out just at the precise moment that you get up to the top of the stairs, and you just briefly catch a glimpse of him turning into a hallway. You follow him.
Yeah.
Walking down another long hallway. He's humming a small tune to himself as he's walking, taking quite a bit of time.
What does the tune sound like, Jay?
It's just a general like.
Is it a happy tune? Does he sound happy?
I think so. I think you can hear a little bit of joy in it. Yeah, like it's a just walking along, just enjoying it tune.
Don't fucking trust him.
The organs they haven't started yet, playing in the back. Yeah, I think you follow him here up a couple of flights of stairs. As after a small while, I think maybe the fourth flight, you can tell you're coming into a state of the temple here. It's deteriorated. It's been run down and not been looked after even since there were people here. You start to kind of walk along these hallways here that just seem unkempt. A couple of like pillars have kind of haphazardly crashed into the middle of the pathway, and he just steps over them lazily, like he's done it a couple of hundred times. You can hear the sounds of rushing water, and as you pass these you're going down this hallway, you pass these windows that offer a view out of a beautiful, seems beginning of the waterfall, where these two large cascading bodies of water split from the one that they are up here on top of the mountains. And you follow Ellerir as he climbs one final staircase, the longest winding of them, the place getting more and more unkept and kind of wrecked as you go along. There's a couple of staircases that have they've like given way and pieces have chipped out. Give me another stealth check as you're going up here. It's quite precarious.
Okay, here we go. Don't let me down. Plus 10. 19.
Oh, really? That's man.
I roll so bad.
If anything rolls under a 9, you're pretty much good. that's the way it goes. There are a couple of rocks, like maybe even he sends one accidentally, kind of down past you on the stairs. You hear him stop, and then maybe mutter to himself, and he continues up. As you get closer to the top, his footsteps have stopped, and maybe peek your head up a little bit. You see his back, and he's standing at an open window. There seem to be a couple of birds that are in the process of exiting as he's shuffling through. A couple of them coo at him, and a couple of them seem to react. But on the window, there is a white raven, not caged, and there are a couple of cages that are lining the walls. This is a very square. It's like a rectangular room, rather, very small. He stands there regarding this bird at the windowsill, and you see his hand aggressively reach out. After a couple of moments, you're just sitting there watching his back, and he's just talking. And what could you have inside of you, little bird? And as he says bird, his hand reaches out. And it doesn't grab it, but you see a spell transferring something between the bird and Ellerir. It seems to grip it. It can't move, and the wings kind of go out to the side. And then finally it lets out a kind of a really defeated caw. I think, roll me a perception check here as you're watching.
Come on, perception. Come on, 11.
11. Just briefly, you see the milky white in the raven's eyes. And he speaks to it again and says, "Tell me what our secrets are, bird." And squeezes again, and it lets out another caw. And then he gets down right into its eyes, looking into its eyes, and you can see he's holding his hand out still. It's frozen completely, and he, in a lower voice, he says, "Where are you? And what do you want with Kale?" And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
Bloody fuck.
Bloody.
Fuck you, bloody.
Bloody, fuck you,
bloody. Fuck you. Fuck you, bloody.
No, good episode, guys. You did amazing, all of you. Can I get some fucking Tails 2 Oscars in the chat for all of them?
Can I get some written apologies for the Scottish people butchering their accent? I'm very sorry. I tried my best.
We didn't.
I love that.
I mean, I do. It's not even a we.
PB posted the Brad shut the fuck up emo. That's so perfect. Good shit, guys. Good shit. I hope everyone at home enjoyed the episode. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope we'll see you next week. Shout outs to fuck. Oh my god, how could I forget the name? There was a beautiful Table Story member.
Obama.
It wasn't inorganic phosphate. It definitely wasn't Obama. Strix Undertree was somebody's Patreon NPC. So thank you. I
Good one.
cannot
Thank you,
remember.
whoever the fuck you are. You
That was, like,
meaningless,
literally the beginning of the
forgetful,
campaign.
worthless wretch of a peasant. Who are you? Me? What's happening here? Go and find it out while Tuesday tells us where she can...
There's literally, because our form messed up recently, right? And there's no way to get the old ones that we had, and we had to restart. And I've only got Drix Undertree,
Explain,
has a Mastiff, has Stardust. It was a great character. Thank you, whoever submitted it. Don't forget to go check out our Patreon and submit more. Let me go around the room and start with Brad.
Hello there.
Just kidding. No, I'm
Bye. It's me.
Brad, tell me about your character a little bit.
Hello
what you got
there.
coming up.
I played Mammal Bifrost, son of Heimdall. Yeah, that I don't know what to tell you about my character. We'll see. He's a simple man, really. Just a simple man. Yeah, I don't know. Just tune in next week for more of that. I don't really want to shout anything out, but we do have an August Alliance episode this weekend. If you saw episode 1, it was a superhero thing that I ran for like a shill show thing where we did some money raising, and part of the money raising was episode 2 was a thing. What's that called when you crowdfunded episode 2. And that is on Sunday, this Sunday, the 1st of September at 4 ET. And we're going to do episode 2 of that. So you have 4 days to watch the first episode if you want to be caught up. Or if not, we'll just see you on Sunday for basically another superhero one-shot. It's kind of not a one-shot, really. It is just like...
Now you've crowdfunded episode 2.
Because we've crowdfunded
like
episode 2, so it's become a little tiny mini-series of its own. And we will be joined...
an album.
And they crowdfunded an album. Well, Peachy said, if you donate another 500, I'll make an album by the in-game band Gundam Fuck. So he's now making the album Gundam Fuck.
There is going to be a premiere of definitely a song of the
There's
album.
at least one song that we will premiere on Sunday for that.
That's awesome.
And Mythomatic will be joining us as Flesh Lemon, which is the other confirmed...
They juiced him!
which is the other confirmed thing. So that's on Sunday if you want to join us for that. Obviously, Dying Order has been announced as well, which is the next D&D show that I'm going to be running on the 8th of September, which is just a week after. I now own Sundays. I have claimed Sundays. That's what happened. Which means Tuesdays are open for Tuesday Grey to run her own campaign. What's it going to be called and what's it about, Tuesday?
Let's let her announce it.
Uzumaki!
Naruto campaign! Starting on the 3rd of September.
That's right.
Based on Made RPG.
Based entirely on Dragon Ball Z.
Oh.
Maybe someday, but
One day.
if you would like to follow anything I may or may not do in the future, you can do that at /Tuesday Grey on Twitch and Twitter. And thanks for watching. It's really exciting to have these 2 new characters that are total dorks. Can't wait to see where this goes.
You did great today. Megan, Peachy, my friend.
Yo, what up?
What
It's
up,
me,
dog?
Megan. It's your boy, Megan. There we go. I stream twitch.tv/PeachyPixel8. That is the number 8, not the letter 8. I'm a little bit addicted to Elite at the moment because I'm trying to farm a carrier. We're doing Warframe. I'm doing simulations. Need for Speed soon. There's lots of shit. Follow me. Follow me for shit. Do you like shit? Follow me. It's like shit.
Zod, do you have any shit?
2 hours.
That's it.
Shit, that's going on. WoW. WoW's going on right now.
Yeah.
You guys like WoW? You ever heard of WoW?
Yes.
We like WoW.
No, what's that?
Well,
I will convert.
it all started long ago on a continent named Azeroth. Don't make me. I'll go through all the lore.
Oh, trust me, I'm already turning gears in here, like thinking, what am I going to do today? That's all WoW related. But we've been making our way through Control as well. We've been poking around. messed around a little bit with Dark Souls as well, but it's one of those things where it's like you're gonna pick and choose a day, play something, enjoy it. It's gonna be an all day thing. Other than that, just same old. Got Remnant to play as well. One day soon. Warframe actually might be back on the menu because of a new release that happened today. And
Did they add a UI? I'm sorry.
Wow.
Take that back, Warframe.
I mean, if you open your eyes, you would be able to fucking see it. But
I'm sorry.
All right. Other than that, twitch.tv/Zapbot, ZOTBOT. Nice and easy.
Go check it out. Thank you everyone so much for watching. The only thing I have to shout out is I'm opening a podcast version of the Twitch stream that I run all the time. I still haven't figured it out, but it's going to be called Coffee Time, and I'm going to get some streamers one-on-one and talk some bullshit here. We're recording the first episode this Sunday. The guest is Romcom.
Ooh.
He's not on this cast, but the guest is Romcom. But I've also done a little podcasty thing for those of you on the Patreon. For the $25 tier, the lore drop tier, Brad and I recorded about 40 to 45 minutes of us talking about Tal-Drew. We talked a little about Mammal. We didn't talk about Humphrey. We didn't spoil him. That's Zot's turn. And soon I'm getting... What the fuck does that mean, PB? Soon I'm getting either Zot, Tuesday, or Megan on as well. So make sure to go check out the lore drop tier. I am supposed to mention a thing that's $50 worth of goodies. I am stalling until PB types it in the chat.
Oh, is it?
Monty Cook gave us like $50 worth of stuff to give people on the Patreon. One of them are nudes of Peachy. Make sure to go check it out.
Yeah, but that's like 50 pence worth.
Yeah, you don't know what tier it is. You just have to go subscribe to every tier.
What's
and
the highest tier? Just
250. Good luck.
done.
Brad, are you going to announce mine and your podcast of Doom Patrol?
Me and Peachy are doing a full Doom Patrol. As the only two people who have seen Doom Patrol, we are doing an entire podcast about how Doom Patrol is the best thing that the DCEU have ever put out that no one's ever heard of. And it's the worst thing ever because it's the best thing they've ever done. And you really should watch it. Just purely so that me and Peachy can get season 2 out of them.
I want to see season 2.
When's the podcast between you guys about how Chef is actually a bad movie?
I believe Max Mofo did that 4 years ago. So you've got a lot of content, Jay.
I remember when you rated the other day and I said that, your entire chat like lit me up.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about Chef right as you rated, and I was like, I didn't like that movie. And they were like, how? Literally how?
My name is Jeb. Well, I'm not even going to start that conversation.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Join our Discord. Catch us on YouTube. Make sure to tell your friends about the channel and go subscribe to our Patreon. All right,
Everyone do a dab.
Tomorrow.
I knew it
for
would only be Jay.
Simulacrum.
I knew it. You got absolutely dabbed on, boys. Bye.
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 Toodles.